Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Blake Delaney has to move out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Sunday night broadcast here on SRW TV. Tonight we bring to you the Simrigs V8 Supercars ProAm Series. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, this is round 5 of Season 3 here in 2023. And tonight we come to you from Willow Springs International Raceway. Temperature is a fine 28 degrees out there. The altitude is 737 metres above sea level. And we have a good mix of pro and am drivers out there ready to take on this track tonight. Tonight's race will be a 60-minute format race with a top 10 shootout included. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and in the comms box with me tonight is not Steven Sinkovich. It is a good friend of ours, Tyler Sheaf. Good evening, mate.
Good evening. I've been enjoying today. Good, beautiful Sunday. But how you been this weekend?
Fantastic, actually. It's been a solid weekend. No study, which is probably not the greatest thing, but here we are, Sunday night, mate. You ready to get involved with some supercars?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done this once before, and these boys can put on a good show. So I'm looking forward to see how much all these boys improved over the last couple of months.
Mate, there has been huge improvements. A few new drivers jumping into the league as well, really starting to show some dominance. So really good to see that. Speaking of our drivers, let's have a quick look at our standings as of round 4. So this is your Simrigs V8 Supercars Pro-Am Series standings as of last week. So Scott Gamble for WKMP Sim Sports is leading the charge at the moment at 557 points. His teammate Blake Warboy is only 18 points behind. Chris Miller up there for Fishy Motorsports, 69 points behind. Thomas Freeman, another Fishy Motorsports. Two names we don't usually see towards the top of the table for the Fishies. But I think some of the more lead guys haven't got as many races in this season. You can see Blake Delaney is down, sitting in 8th at the moment, and Coleman is right above him in 7th. Sam Noble having an absolute cracker of a season, is sitting in 5th at the moment for the 9.5 Sim Sports team. Harry Dodds, Frog Leaped Juice Racing, really good season for him as well, up in P9. Then we see the first of our AMs, Andrew Cowan for Performance Sim Racing. An AMs driver squeezing into that top 10, and right below him, Ty Delaney, another AM driver in 11th, above a few pro drivers in there. So really good mix throughout the field. You see Jamie Dyke from Fishy Motorsports sitting down 17th. Hasn't been able to race all the races he's wanted to due to work commitments. Dylan DeBono for Velocity SimLab has had a really good season in the AMs as well so far. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make the next couple of races. Real life does sort of get in the way. Miles Burgess for Crisscross Racing is doing pretty well as well in the AMs, down in overall 24th. And his teammate Callan Hodgkinson as well. They've been working really well together throughout this season. All in all, it has been a fantastic season here for SRW in the Simrigs Pro-Am Series. And Willow Springs definitely turned it on last week for the AMs, so definitely hoping for a really, really good show tonight for the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, it's a bit good, as you see on the standing there. It's a bit mixed up as well, but according to tonight, well, in practice, it's a little bit mixed up with Scotty Gamble on top of the table. Well, as you see, once again, in P1, but I see Scotty Van Loon currently in P2, and Joe Mahoney, or Mahoney, is it?
Marnie? No, it's Joe Mahoney, I'm telling you. That's how his name's pronounced.
And yeah, it's currently sitting in P3, so 2 AMs in the top 3 at the moment, so it might be a little bit of a shuffle on the board out there.
Oh, is this the practice times we've got out there at the moment? Let's get those up. So yeah, Scotty Gamble with a 114.147 here in practice. We are going to head on over to our racecraft qualifying session any second now. And after that session, we'll be taking our top 10 drivers through to the top 10 shootout. But yes, we can see Marnie sitting in there in P3. He is last season's champion for the AMs. Troy Dooley up there as well for the 333 car. He has had a phenomenal season as well. Honestly, there's not many drivers out here tonight that haven't had a good season. They're really starting to come into their own, even the newer guys that we've seen out there over the last few seasons. You can see Barney there waving his flag away to say the practice session is over, and we will be heading on through to our racecraft qualifying session. Dodds is going to be the first to get out of those pits.
Yeah, he was very fast, wasn't he, compared to everyone else. It also goes under 3 seconds there. Let's see the boys flashing the headlights coming out the pits. But no, I'll be intrigued to see what's going to happen here. Is obviously Harry Dodge out there only in front of everyone else. It'll be interesting to see how these boys can fit in a good lap time in 20 minutes for a brand new circuit that they probably haven't put too many laps in.
Yeah, I think a few of the guys last week in the AMs only really got their practice laps in just before the session, so there is a 2-hour practice session. As we see Harry Dodds battling with those bumps as he comes up through that top section of the track. It's very rough up there. It's a spot that we need to keep an eye on. The AMs there had a lot of off tracks through there, and coming down through into the last corner, it's like a double apex. You come through screaming through in 6th gear, but then you've got to bring it back into 4th to bring the revs down, keep your car and the grip together. We see Dodds going off. That is not what he wants on his first lap, but that just shows how tricky this final corner is as you come down to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs we've just seen on board with Harry Dodge. I reckon it's going to be a little bit difficult for these boys, you know. It's not like a typical circuit that they're most likely used to racing. Like, it's a bit more built for like a NASCAR. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the V8 Supercars can do on the track compared to a NASCAR.
Mate, if it's anything, if we go off Tuesday night's broadcast, if you guys watch Tuesday night broadcast, you already know what we're in for. Some solid racing, really good times, packs sticking together, little mistakes causing people dropping from P1 to P10, and huge shuffles through the order when that happens.
Yeah, definitely it would be interesting to see. As you see, just on the outlap alone, Scotty Gamble got like a top speed of 250, so these boys are slowly warming up their tyres a bit more, but you know, it's a very quick track, you know. Something really unique, shall I say, compared to a few other tracks that we raced this year early on.
I think it's a fantastic addition. iRacing finally, you know, starting to add some newer tracks and really starting to open up the range of tracks that we can send our drivers out to. And I bring this up nearly every season. I would love to see a real-life world tour of V8 supercars.
Yeah, it would be very cool. You know, there's a few missing ones. Like one I definitely want on the calendar is the Gold Coast one. I think that's an awesome track to obviously just to watch the boys go out there and have a bit of fun. So I think if we can bring Gold Coast on as the next track, that'll be awesome to see.
Oh, I'd love to see some more Aussie street tracks getting through as well, because that would be absolutely phenomenal to run a full Australian V8 supercars as we see the times starting to roll in. Scotty Gamble, as we've seen each week, is absolutely no slouch and has set a 1:14.035. Retired straight to the pits. Mahoney, as he's off track, set a 1:14.624. Chris Miller, Mr. Funky for Fishy Motorsports, will slot himself into provisional P3 as we see him go off at the top of the track here. That is Budweiser Bend.
No, I think he was very happy with that lap time being P3. You know, just go back into the pits, refuel quickly and go back out there for a couple more laps. See Harry Dodge is just coming across the line, but I don't think he's got a registered time.
Oh, he does. Jumps
P3,
himself, yeah. Yeah, good lap there for Mr. Harry Dodds with that bit of an off track throughout his warm-up lap. Will lock himself into a provisional P3. So guys, keep in mind, we have got a top 10 shootout locked in at the moment, but we still have 15 minutes of laps to go down. So keep an eye on that top 10 because they will be the cars heading through to our top 10 shootout here tonight at Willow Springs. Gerard Sanfuentes is now on 3 personal best sectors, coming screaming towards the finish line. And he will move himself up into provisional P6 right now. Good time there for Gerard. Still got a bit of time to knock off though, because Scotty Gamble is really put it out there to him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As I see, I'm looking at another driver out there on the track at the moment. Sam Noble hasn't put a time in so far, and yet 2 off track. So it looks like he might be struggling a little bit just to keep the car on the track, you know, and try to be fast at the same time.
100%, mate. This is a very, very tricky track. Very short. A lot of different movement in the track. You can just see even the straight there, how bumpy and uneven it is. Might jump on board Mr. Jamie Dyke. Oh, every time, man. I can't get it every time. Oh, man. I want to jump on board and get a full lap. Yeah, it just shows even aliens like Jamie Dyke himself find this track really tricky. The elevation changes. It's not a smooth track at all. It is really, really bumpy in sections. And as I said, that last corner coming down to the final straight, being a double apex, you come screaming through in 6th gear as we see Gerard go through the Budweiser balcony corner. Gets a little wide, tyres onto the dirt. He is on an out lap, just starting to get himself feeled into the track. You can just see how much the track changes as we follow him around.
No, I think these boys are just doing 1 lap qualifying basically. It looks like it's the best strategy to go, just light on the fuel and just go as hard as much as possible on the tyres. So they might have a little bit of data that they might be struggling on doing more than 2 laps on the tyres, which is interesting to see. You see Gerard coming across the finish line now, and not 100% sure. That's our lap, isn't it? So yeah he's starting now.
We'll ride on board with Gerard Sanfuentes as we see Andrew Cowan jump himself up in provisional P7 with a 1:15.224. Really good lap there for Andrew Cowan, leading the AMS charge at the moment. Jason Douglas has jumped into the chat to say, hey guys, how you doing? Jace, mate, why are you not out here tonight? Right on board, you can just see Gerard fighting that steering wheel as the bumps unsettle this V8 supercar over the Budweiser bend there. Keep an eye on those green times coming through. People are starting to set their personal bests, which mean there could be some better times coming through. Aaron Schotter, will he get himself up on that board? He will, but in 12th, coming down 6th gear now. Will have to bring it down into 4th to keep this car settled around this corner. Keep it in tight. Will short shift to keep that revs down and not spin the tyres. Gerard Sanfuentes will come over the line. Will it move him up that table? It will. He will go straight up into provisional P6 with a 1:14.971, just off the back of Chris Miller with a 1:14.932. So again, these guys are showing how close they can keep it out there.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Obviously, you see Scotty Gamble up in pole position, but he's 6/10 quicker than the next car, so it looks like that the benchmark at the moment, just to qualify really well, roughly in the mid 14s to the high 14s. So a few of the boys here just trying to find the time, but they're just struggling to get that pace out there. They are. I don't know who wins the pits. That was Ty Delaney.
Travis Daly.
Oh, that was Daly, sorry.
No, it was Ty Delaney. No, I was just saying Travis
yeah.
Daly was looking like he was on some good sectors there.
Yeah, just probably got unlucky with an off track, maybe.
Yeah, well, as we've already seen, this track is very easy to get off tracks. I wouldn't like to be out here in one of these cars. I'm definitely not suited to it.
I had a
Jamie Dyke jump himself up into provisional P5 with a 1:14.833, so pretty decent there for Jamie. For someone who hasn't really been getting out there in the car as much as he'd like. Travis Daly still trying to get a lap in.
I gotta say, I had a crack at the legacy VHF card for the roulettes, and it was a challenge and a half, you know. So I give these boys a round of applause that they can actually drive their thing nice and quick and mainly keep it on the track. But it's very challenging. As we see, couple changes there. Noble going into P2 with a
wow. So Troy Dooley had, wow.
That's a good lap.
Crikeys or Mikeys, and that's an AM driver. Troy Dooley for Team 3, the 333 car there. Sam Noble fired in a really nice lap of 1:14.529, and Troy Dooley just answered back with a 1:14.206.
Yeah, there was a bit of suffering there just then. Like, I think 3 drivers alone just got their personal best, and obviously 2 of them got P2 at the same time, so Noble got it first and Dooley overtook him later on. But yeah, they're slowly starting to find their pace and maybe just getting a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a big difference going from a practice session onto a qualifying session. Practice, I know you feel you just sort of play around with the car a lot more and see if you can get the feel for it and get the feel for the track. Yet when you come out here in a qualifying session, it's a completely different feeling. Jace Douglas has said he was racing indoor karts last night with Jet Murray, so he's a bit sore to do this track. Oh, you got to start doing some weights or something. Get those muscles pumping, bud. But thanks for joining us, Jace. Hope you're ready for a good show.
I think I'll back him out with that. I've been going to the gym, 3 days a week, and played my first game of soccer for 2 months, and I'm feeling more sore now than what I do at the gym, so I'll back him up on that.
Miller comes over, will jump one position up into P6, just over his teammate Jamie Dyke there. Aaron Schotter still trying to get a better lap in. Has been jumped by Peter Frame though.
I think I did see as well before Gamble went to the pitch, he did have a personal best sector, so it looks like he's trying to find a better pace out there.
Yeah, better pace than what he's got is going to be pretty tough as we see Peter Frame jump himself up into that top 10 shootout. That will knock Ty Delaney just out of it.
That's a good lap. All 10 cars at the moment in the 14, so yeah, it's going to be very tough for Ty Delaney, Cowan and Soder to try and improve the time a bit more to try and knock them off.
Definitely. What are they looking at here? So 14.971 is Gerard Sanfuentes, and he is sitting in a provisional P10 for that top 10 shootout. So they need to find 200ths. Right, yeah, 200ths, 2/10 of a second essentially, 2 to 3/10 of a second around this track somewhere to get themselves up into that top 10 shootout. Ty Delaney got a bit of a draft here at the moment of his teammate, Funky Miller. Really just sort of learning from the back of Chris, holding his line. See if this can help boost Ty Delaney up into that top 10 as Cowan comes across. Won't improve on the timing table.
Yeah, roughly 6 minutes to go for these boys, so they want to try their best as quick as possible to try and beat the times and slot into the top 10. As you see Ty Delaney on board following his teammates. Good thing to follow him. He's got 4 turns up on him. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on a high out lap, so he's really trying to push it here. See if he can stick with Funky. He wants to stick with him throughout this next lap as well. We're going to stay on board with Ty, one of our upcoming AMS drivers. A young lad at only 14. Took out the AM series in the Pro-Am last season. got himself a fantastic trophy. Thanks for.
I still remember him last season getting his first podium. I was pretty sure that USA or Tailgate or something like that. And yeah, he drove really well compared to all the boys around him. You know, who's probably twice or three times the age of him, and he's a very quick young kid. And it's good. Obviously, all just went a little bit fist tail there, but kept it on though.
He's got it. You can hear him feathering that the accelerator as he comes up and over all that bumpy section. So this is one of those tracks where I feel like, oh, see, as he comes over that crest there, it feels like the car wants to lift. He's just got to drop off the accelerator a little bit. Mahani just gets himself up into P4 now, the 114.633. Ty coming around now, down into fourth. See just how tricky this last corner can be. Clips the dirt, holds it though. Nice save there for Ty. Not sure it's going to be enough to improve though. It's not going to be enough. Aaron Schotter though. Again, won't just improve. Times are starting to settle down now. Scotty Gamble though for WKMP Motorsports is leading the charge.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate there for young Ty. Just made that mistake in the last corner, but yeah, I see it's a challenge for the boys out there just to keep the car nice and straight coming in or out the corners, and just try not to overdrive it too much. And obviously, when you're trying to chase after quick times, it does make a couple of drivers make silly mistakes out there that they don't normally do. I believe most of the. Oh, I'll let you go.
Oh, you're right, mate.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I think a lot of these boys now will be trying to set up their last and final lap of the normal qualifying, so there's only 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to want to get out of that pits and get out and around this track. As you can see, all the oranges on track, the times are starting to settle down. Scotty Gamble, though, is just put in a purple first sector. Orange second. Is it going to be enough for him to go better? Can he get into the 13s? So he comes screaming down. Sixth gear down into fourth. Hugs it tight. Oh, no. Clips the dirt. Gets loose. Oh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there.
Troy Dooley, though. This AM driver is taking it to them tonight.
Even though he didn't improve his time, but that lap time still would have put him out right P3, so he's setting himself some really quick laps and hopefully some good pace later on in the top 10 shootout. Gerard just green sector in his last, but just not enough to improve on his lap time. Sam Noble was next to come across as well. See, we do just going around.
Good to see Sam from the 9.5 Sim Sports up there.
He's got a really good lap time there.
Yeah, it's great to see that. Not sure if it's because of Sam's personal life, but it feels from watching him race that consistency can be a little bit all over the place, and I'm sure it goes for all the drivers like that as well, depending on what's going on at home, how focused you are on the driving. But Sam Noble, I think this season has really started to up his game. Probably might have more time to practice. Not sure. I'd love to have a chat with him, actually. I think during the top 10 shootout, because at the moment he will be going through. He seems a lot more consistent this season, driving a lot smoother, and really showing a good name for that 9.5 Sim Sports team.
Yeah, that's good to see. As we see him on board right now, he's got a green first sector. Yeah, okay, it might be an orange second sector, but it might be a really good first sector. And oh no, it's just gone way off there.
And once you hit that dirt, mate, there is no grip out there. We saw a few cars absolutely spear into that brick wall this week on the AMs as well.
Sucked too, but obviously Ron having dodge right now, but he's still P4. That's still good. You know, puts him in the top 10 shootout, which is good to see. As you see, Harry Dodge trying to improve on his lap time. Currently in P5. Going around the last corner now.
It's Ty Delaney up there. He is. I haven't seen any times come up though. Ty is the one I think we need to be watching. Aaron Schotter, has he actually just improved? Oh, he improved his time. He did.
Yeah, no, that's a good lap for him.
Yeah, didn't improve on the actual timing table though. So it's Ty and Andrew Cowan. Andrew Cowan's in the pits, so he won't get another lap. This will be the final lap of our racecraft qualifying session.
Got a green sector there, that's good to see.
He only needs 2 decent sectors. And, oh, he just got squirrely, he just clipped the edge of the dirt, and there it is on that final corner. The double apex corner as they're coming around onto the straight. It is so tricky.
Yeah,
oh, there's 2 of them. Miller's there as well.
He must have looked at his review mirror there, and oh, that's a good lap, Gerard.
Oh, Mr. Gerard Sanfuentes, last lap, jumps himself from provisional P10 into provisional P6. And we say provisional because that is the end of your racecraft qualifying session. So our top 10 going through to the shootout will be, starting from P10, because they will be first out on track, Travis Daly from Performance Sim Racing. And then Peter Frame for Valkyrie Esports. Jamie Dyke for Fishy Motorsports. Chris Miller for Fishy Motorsports. Jared Sanfuentes for Performance Sim Racing. Harry Dodds for Frog Leaped Juice Racing. Sam Noble for 9-5 Sim Sports. Joe Marnie for Race on Oz, the JTIT team. Troy Dooley in the 333 car for Team 3. And Scotty Gamble for WK&P Sim Sports. Those 10 drivers will be going through to your racecraft top 10 shootout. We are going to take a quick intermission. Please stick with us while we head on over to the top 10 shootout server. We will be back in just a jiffy.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and people of all ages, we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through that short intermission as we move on over into the top 10 shootout here tonight, thanks to Racecraft. We'll be getting underway any second now. Our race control of Greg Barber and Tyson McAvoy are going over the briefing with our drivers right now, so big thanks to our race stewards tonight. Glad they are on board. They do a very, very tough job. Just want to take this time to say thank you to you all hanging out at home, joining us here for our broadcasts on the nights that you choose to be here. All the support really means a lot to us, and of course, all the drivers out on track you are supporting, because without these drivers, we don't have a league, we don't have a broadcast. So a massive shout out to all our drivers taking part in all our series. I also want to say a huge thank you to simrigs.com. Use code SRW5 at checkout to get another discount off any of your purchases. Of course, we couldn't do it without Warren and Brown Tools, our round sponsor this series. Our safety car is sponsored by Promo Department. Our fastest lap, pole position, qualifying and top 10 shootout, all thanks to Racecraft. And we can't do it without Grimm Industries, home of the V8 coffee table, who are happily supplying all the trophies for our champions. So thank you so much to Grimm Industries. TemptingSweets.com.au. Use code SRW10 at checkout to get a sweet, sweet deal off those sweet, sweet treats. Rare Spares, can't do without them either. Shannon's Insurance. And of course, myself and the admin team and all our broadcast team, we can't do without them either. So huge shout out to all the team behind SRW as well, as Travis Daly has now left the pits for his warm-up lap. He will be first out on track here tonight for our Racecraft top 10 shootout here at Willow Springs. If you guys are all enjoying this broadcast this evening, it's easy to let us know, and it's free to help support us. Just hit that like button, and word of mouth goes a long way. Tell some friends, tell some family, to come on over and have a check of the broadcast. Hope it's looking good tonight, guys. I have bumped it up to 1440p. Don't know if you can tell the difference, but I'm hoping it is making a nice difference as Travis Daly will come across the line for the first top 10 shootout lap here tonight.
Just coming around the further corner now, taking it nice and easy. Didn't overdrive, which is a good thing to see. Now coming to the second corner. It's going to be a challenge for him. You know, he's first one out there. He obviously got a bit of data on what the boys can do on a quick lap, but he only got one lap to do this, so every second counts.
Every microsecond counts.
Basically, yeah, not wrong with that. He's got a good first sector, so hopefully continues on with that.
Really smooth over Budweiser Bend there. That's a really tough spot. You can see how much the car bounces around. And he has to fight the steering wheel so much. And up here over that crest, it lifts the car. The suspension raises. And this is the real turmoil spot. Flying down 6th gear all the way through here. Holding it out as long as possible. Down into 4th. Fight it all the way through. Holds onto it. Oh, he doesn't. Hits the curb into the dirt and into the pits. That is unfortunate for Travis. He was really looking good there.
Yeah, that's very unlucky there. Just the last corner.
Travis.
Yeah,
Mate, were you out here on Tuesday?
yeah, I was on Tuesday.
Did you not learn about that corner from Tuesday?
I thought I did, but apparently I didn't.
Mate, it's a tricky track, isn't it?
Oh, I was up too on my my opti, so I was looking for a good lap, but unfortunately I just missed my mark and.
Mate, it didn't even take much. You just clipped the edge of the corner there, mate. Just copped a little bit of dirt, and the speed that you're carrying through there just unsettles the car so badly.
Yeah, unfortunately. Also trying to get used to. I'm on a new rig as well, so still trying to get used to everything. So.
Well, mate, look, worst you can do is P10, mate. Congratulations for making it into a top 10 shootout in the Pro-Am, and good luck this evening.
No, thank you.
All right, we are on board now with Peter Frame from Valkyrie Esports as he takes out to the track as well, climbing up the hill towards Budweiser Bend.
It's a good first sector. It's in the green, so it's hard to judge at the moment the first sector is really good or not, but coming into the second sector now, this is where the challenge is. It's a little bit up and down in the corners, left and right, on the hill. It's a very big challenge, and I hope Pete gets a really good lap here. Well, sector one's green, it's good to see.
This is the tricky spot. Keeping it really in close. Go out wide, drop it down into 4th. Brings it in, but not as close as that curb. Oh, that's the danger right there, but he keeps it through.
He kept that on just. Purple,
With a
green,
purple.
purple.
It will do a 1:16.076, so that's 2 seconds off the pace of people like Scotty Gamble at the top, but all in all, good lap. Patrick.
Hello.
I've been calling you Peter. It's Patrick.
That's my middle name, Peter.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, if I call you Patrick or Peter, we're winning then, mate. Cracking lap. You managed to keep it on track, especially around that final corner. How are you feeling out there tonight?
A bit sketch, a bit terrified. I've had so many off tracks on pretty much every corner, so I kept it on, which is a plus.
Yeah, mate, that is the win. So the two toughest spots up around Budweiser Bend in the final two corners?
Definitely the last corner. I find the second corner a bit difficult. Just the exit, trying to get the power down without going off at the exit there.
Yeah, tricky little spot, mate. Well, look, the worst you can do is P9 at the moment, mate. Well done for getting yourself into a top 10 shootout out tonight, and good luck for the race.
Thanks. Have a good one.
It was Patrick Patrick Frame, not Peter Frame. We've called him Peter like 3 times tonight, but now we are on board with Mr. Jamie Dyke, last year's Pro-Am champion. Last season, sorry.
I gotta say, geez, that year was
Well,
pretty quick.
I think he might have been last year's overall champion, to be honest. Jamie Dyke's won quite a few here. Just watch him fight this car over all these bumps over the top.
It's just a challenge. It's just obviously a green sector for the first one, like we said. Unless if it's purple, it's hard to judge whether or not if it's a really good sector. But it's a challenging track, and it's good to see Jamie again, green sector in the second one, so looking a lot more comfortable, and he's looking quicker at the moment.
You're feathering that exhaust, the accelerator through there to just keep the car dialed in. Very, very smooth with that. Looking for a very quick time at the moment.
That's a very good exit in the last corner. Purple third sector, which is good to see.
1:15.333. Will jump to P1 at the moment. Mr. Jamie Dyke, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, doing alright. How are you, ShiBBy?
Yeah, good, mate.
How are we?
I hope work's not pushing you too hard, mate.
Nah. Works pretty good.
Got some time off to get back in the sim now.
Yep.
You had much practice around Willow Springs?
I did a couple laps earlier today. It was probably 10 minutes worth. Haven't got a decent setup for this place. Neither does Funky. But we'll give her a crack. Didn't really help that we just finished Scops either.
I knew something was on tonight. I knew it.
Yeah, so here's what it is. Jump in for a bit of fun on a track that a lot of people are going to fall off of.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely. It's a very tricky track. But well done, mate. You are currently sitting in provisional P1. We are on board with Mr. Funky right now, so good luck for tonight's race.
Thanks, guys. Have a good call.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Chris does. Obviously, it's just heard from his team. Purple first sector, that's actually a good sign. Really good sign. He's 4 times quicker than the next car, so it'll be interesting to see if he can maintain this for the next 2 sectors. Again, left-handed. It's a challenge not to go too fast or too wide.
Looking really smooth, though. Probably one of the better runs of the night so far.
Green sector there, but it's still a good sector though, so hopefully he can maintain it and not just maintain it, but get a really good lap time, 14th maybe.
Oh, really tight in there. Got on the power early. This is looking really good for Mr. Funky Miller. Flashes the lights as he comes over. 1:14.890. He was very happy with that. Mr. Funky Miller.
Hey boys, how are you?
Good, mate. You must have been happy with that lap as the lights flashed over the line.
Oh, just doing that for the cameras, mate.
For the cameras, mate. So Jamie was telling me you guys don't have essentially a proper setup here for Willow Springs.
No, we're just running whatever the VRS one is, and I've downloaded the silly track just before I came into practice.
Good stuff. So this is going to make the race interesting tonight. Plan of attack?
Try and stay roughly on the black stuff. And try and avoid the jumps, which I took before when I went off track.
Yeah, we've seen some good ones of those too. I think if we're going to do another jump session like Bathurst, I think Willow Springs is going to be up there as well.
Well, Dikey did say, "Oh, you can't crash here," and I said, "Right, I'll hold my beer."
Yeah, no, you definitely can, mate. Well, congratulations. You are holding provisional P1 in the top 10 shootout this moment, mate. Good luck for tonight's race.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Oh, cheers. See Gerard out there on track right now, just about to complete the first sector. Oh no, he's hit the dirt. That is an off track, if I'm not correct. He's still going though. Oh, well that's good. Gerard is still going on his lap by look, so obviously that was not an off track and he's still going off to obviously set a good qualifying lap hopefully. around on the right just before the end of the second sector. It'll be interesting to see what lap time he gets with this. It's orange, unfortunately, but we shouldn't have lost too much time though.
Definitely not powering through there as fast as the other guys. Taking a lot gentler. I'm actually wondering if he did have an off track on that section. Oh, if he didn't, he did now. Unfortunate to Gerard there.
Yeah, that's very unlucky there.
Mr. Sanfuentes.
Hey mate, how you going?
Good, buddy. Jeez, this is a tricky track.
Oh mate, so you pull your hair out around here.
Well, you got 60 minutes of racing to come, mate.
Yeah,
so.
no. Yeah, like a lot of people, you know, they probably bought the track this week and you'd think 7 corners you'd be able to sort it out pretty quick, but yeah, it's frustrating.
Elevation change across this track is crazy, as well as the
brake
track.
markers.
Yeah, and the track's not smooth. Nowhere on this track is there a smooth piece of tarmac. So
yeah, that's right.
But mate, that was really unfortunate. You're not the first person we've seen go off at the last corner there. It is a constant thing. So, mate, worst you're going to do at the moment is P9. So well done for making it into the top 10 shootout, and good luck for tonight's race.
Thank you. No worries.
Right, Harry Dodds for Frog Leap. Juice Racing is now out. Out of 5 people to take the track, we've only seen 3 set a time. Where is it? 6? Have 6 already been out?
Yeah, no, just at number 6.
So 5,
Harry Dodd.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to be very interesting here. So the top 5 boys were very quick out there on track in practice, so hopefully they can replicate it in the shootout, as Harry Dodd's got a reasonable first sector, not the best, but definitely not the worst, so hopefully he can maintain it and try and gain a bit more time on the boys out there.
Definitely a lot of pressure on a top 10 shootout. Oh, see how much that car moves around over those crests there. It's like a rally track.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's just going around the last corners now. Like, just keeping it nice and tight. Just making sure it doesn't touch the dirt. See how much speed he can get into the exit of the corner.
Oh,
Nice
looking
tight.
good, Dodds.
That's a good lap there.
That was clean.
And a purple as well in the 3rd sector, which puts him P1.
Oh my gosh, by a couple thousandths of a second. Can I read that right? Am I blind? Is that an
Yeah, there's 300s.
300th of a second. I thought it said 888, but it says 858. But what a cracking
85,
lap. Mr. Dodds, you've got yourself in a provisional P1 for right now.
Mate, that was a bit unexpected there on that lap. But yeah, pretty happy to be a P1.
Do you expect to spit it off somewhere?
Well, considering the nature of this track, I did expect to probably bin it at the final corner, considering how wild this place is. But yeah, no, it's pretty good at the moment. Cars looking really good at the moment. It's should have good fun in the race.
Well, mate, good luck tonight, mate. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting race tonight, and let's hope we get to chat to you again afterwards.
Let's hope so, mate.
Have a good race, mate.
Will do.
On board with Sam Noble from 9.5, the Sim Sports. So far, only 4 drivers have managed to set a time. This is our 7th driver taking to the top 10 shootout tonight. This has been a crazy top 10, mate.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these boys are just getting quicker and quicker. And as you see, Sam just setting a good pace at the moment. He's just pushing the track limit to the absolute maximum and just trying to gain as much time as possible. As we see, he's just about to come across the 2nd sector now. Wondering, purple sector. So it looks like if he doesn't make a mistake in the last corner, he might pinch pole position of Harry Dodds. Going very wide out there.
Yeah, looking good, mate.
He's coming out the exit now. Good run.
Oh, a little bit of a drift, but keeps the power into it.
That should be a good lap still. He shouldn't have lost too much time. It's green. Interesting.
Up to P1.
That's a really good lap there.
Mr. Sam Noble.
Hey, boys.
Mate, you getting a bit more time behind the sim this season?
God, no.
God, no. Well, mate, you are looking good.
Yeah, when I first downloaded the track, I didn't like it too much, but I'm starting to like it now.
Yeah, mate, congratulations. You've got yourself up into provisional P1 with a 1:14.620, so really not too far off the actual qualifying session.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the first corner, but I was lucky not to get an off track there, but I lost 2/10 in the first corner. But that's one of those tracks. It's so hard to gauge like how you're going because you feel like you're fast and you look at your sector and you're slow. So I think in the race tonight, just got to try and send it and see what happens.
Yeah, mate, send it and keep it clean, but definitely was really quick out there, mate. Really good looking lap. Good luck tonight in the race. And let's hope we speak to you afterwards.
Sounds good.
Sorry, I had to cut him off early as we jump on board with Joe Marnie, our AM drivers here, our leading champion AM driver from last season.
That could be interesting to see what he does here. Noble set a really good lap time in, so now he knows he's got to really push the car to the limit just to try and make it his purple first sector. Beautiful first sector, so that he's got a bit of an advantage now over Noble, and hopefully he can maintain it for the next two sectors. Going down the hill now, having it nice and smooth, hitting the curve, making sure he doesn't get too much of the dirt. About to finish his second sector now. It'll be interesting to see if he's still in the purple. It's just green, but it's still a good sector though. I can't complain too much about that one. Going around the last corner now, this is where he's going to make or break the time. Kept it nice and tight, clean. Oh, just hit the dirt there. I don't know if that's an off track or not, but I think he got away with that. Coming across the finish line, it is green, but where does it put him? First.
These times are flying in, Joe. Mr. Mahoney. Mr. Mahoney. I think he's choking on his microphone.
Hey, boys.
Hey, mate. You feeling good out there tonight?
I am. That really surprised me at that one. I was a bit loose in a couple of spots and
You saw.
just having to hold on to it. But yeah, just keep my boot in it and keep it going.
Oh, well done, mate. Well, at the moment, you are provisional P1. And I think Troy Dooley is the last to line up, is he? No, Scotty Gamble. Yeah, Scotty Gamble as well. So, well done, mate. That was a cracker of a lap. Get out there and have a good race tonight, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Cheers, boys. Catch you later.
See you, mate.
Cheers.
Troy Dooley, the 333 car, did finish in P2 in our qualifying session. Two AM drivers up here in this top 10 shootout. So good to see. Right on board now, thanks to Warren Brown Tools for the cockpit cam.
It's still a good first sector, even though it's not purple, he's still up there, so he's still got a chance to try and squeeze Joe Mahoney off pole position. Just trying to complete his second sector. This is where he's got to keep it nice and clean. So he's very, very clean, so he doesn't make any mistakes. About to cross the second sector now. See where he's been put, green again. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in the last sector, try and see if he can push the car to the limit, knowing that he's a little bit down behind all the boys ahead of him. Coming around the last corner now, coming out. Beautiful exit.
Smooth.
Really good exit there. He's coming across the finish line now. Purple.
To the top! To the top! With only Scotty Gamble left to go.
That was a beautiful lap.
Cheers, mate.
Mate, that was a cracker. What are you doing this season, mate? You're going to get pumped up to the pros if you're not careful.
Oh, it's hot and cold. So sometimes seems to click, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, mate, Willow Springs seems to be one of those tracks that has really clicked with you, taking out P2 in the qualifying session, as well as now setting an extremely quick time during the top 10 shootout. So you feeling comfortable with your setup tonight?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's the same one I used on Tuesday. Just got to try and keep it on the black stuff, particularly that last corner. Seemed to catch everyone out on Tuesday night.
It sure did, mate. It's also caught a few people out tonight during the practice and qualifying session, mate. But well done and good luck for tonight's race.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night.
As we're going on board for the last one for the shootout, Scotty Gamble. He's gonna... Oh, sorry, no, Scotty Gamble, yeah, sorry. Just the HUD is a little bit broken, unfortunately, on SDK.
Yeah, it's because Troy Dooley's still out on track. There we go. Now he's entered into the track, yeah. I'm looking at something. I want to change up the way the top 10 timing was done, as Scott Gamble has set a purple. Oh, he had to get on the brakes really heavy then, though, to stop himself from going off track. You can see just how hard he's pushing. He's gone too wide again.
Yeah, I think he knows he's just overdriven into that corner. Like, he was up there, he was purple in the first sector, and just unfortunately, just made a mistake.
He is quick, though, so let's see what happens in this sector now. As he comes across the sector mark, it is still a green.
Hopefully he hasn't lost too much time. Coming around the last corners now. Got to get a nice smooth exit. And
into the dirt, crosses it up and into the pits. Oh no, that is the worst spot for a corner and a pits like that. That is not how he would have wanted to finish that lap, Mr. Scotty Gamble.
Hey guys, how you going?
Mate, you were pushing so hard, and then we saw that first mistake around corner 2, and then it continued over the Budweiser bend where you pushed it out a little bit too far. And mate, that is such an unfortunate ending. We thought you were going to hold that for that last couple of seconds there. Fishtailed left to fishtailed right, and it looked like you were going to have a hold of it. And just unfortunately, Willow Springs takes another victim.
Yeah, mate, is what it is. We didn't get it right, and yeah, we just sort of tuned out, just waiting for the, you know, we had the track. We thought we were in tune with it, but yeah, just waiting there for the top 10, we just tuned out and started thinking of other things, mate, and couldn't switch back on when the time was right.
Do you find it harder actually having to sit there and wait for everybody else to run through? Would you prefer to be out on track first?
Yeah, well, it depends on what the track state is and the track temperature, I guess. But yeah, I do find it hard sitting there waiting, and you know, it's a long time to wait, eh? Sit back and wait on it. It's good fun doing a top 10 shootout, but it is a long time to sit back and wait in the sim and, you know, for your turn.
Yeah. Do you think it builds extra pressure and stress, like knowing, you know, because you can jump in and watch the broadcast and see how the other guys are doing. You're also live in the session, so you can see how they're doing. And do you feel like it adds a little bit more pressure to be last out, and especially that you qualified P1?
Not really. I mean, in the other two, it hasn't sort of bothered me. This one here, I was getting a bit bored, actually, sitting there waiting. But, you know, I was enjoying watching the other guys do their laps. But when it was my turn, I just couldn't switch on. And, you know, we made those mistakes, and that's the way it is, you know. We move on, and hopefully we can get it back in the race. It's going to be difficult, but, you know, we'll try hard.
Well, mate, you're still finishing in the top 10, starting in the top 10. So you've still got a really good position to get away. Now, I think the trouble is going to be battling around these other guys that like, I'm just going to mention, I'd keep an eye out for Troy Dooley tonight of the 333 car, because he is looking ridiculously comfortable, and so was Joe Marnie tonight. So you could have some good little battles ahead of you, mate, in this 60-minute race tonight.
Yeah, let's hope so. The guys have got some good speed, and it was good to see, you know, Dooley, he got, you know, win the top 10, and Joe, and, you know, to be right up there. So it was good change of guard for him, and yeah, I'm happy for them.
They're AMS drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, maybe they had a little practice on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think they might have.
I think for a lot of us guys, this is our first run tonight around here. So
yeah, I spoke to Jamie Dyke. He said he only had about 10 minutes worth of practice, like out of the practice session, and then so he didn't have too much in there, mate. So that's going to be a good race tonight, mate. I hope you've got your strategies down, and let's see what this 60 minutes of Willow Springs brings, mate. But congratulations for making it into the top 10 tonight, mate, and good luck with the race as well.
Cheers, guys.
All right, and that is your racecraft qualifying results here for our top 10 shootout for the SimRigs V8 Supercars Pro-Am. Round 5 here tonight at Willow Springs. Troy Dooley will take out your fastest lap and pole position for Team 3. Joe Marnie for Race on Oz will take out P2. Sam Noble, 95 Sim Sports, P3. Harry Dodds for Frog Leap Juice Racing, P4. Chris Miller for Fishy Motorsports, P5. Jamie Dyke, Fishy Motorsports, P6. Patrick Frame for Valkyrie Esports will slot into P7. Scotty Gamble, P8. Greg Barber and Tyson McAvoy are your race controls. I need to work out a way to get rid of that. Travis Daly and Gerard Sanfuentes for Performance Sim Racing will slot themselves into P9 and P10. We are going to jump to a quick intermission while we get ready for our race session. Please stick with us. We should be no longer than 5-10 minutes, and we will be back for our 60 minutes race here for the SimRigs V8 Supercars Pro-Am Series around Willow Springs.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and people of all ages, we return live to your screens here tonight. The SimRinks V8 Supercars ProAm Series. This is round 5 thanks to Warner and Brown Tools, season 3 of 2023, where our drivers tonight will be taking on 60 minutes of Willow Springs International Raceway. If you have just joined us, you missed out on the top 10 shootout. Once this broadcast is finished, head on back and check it out as it was an absolute cracker, with Troy Dooley, one of our AM drivers for Team 3, taking our racecraft pole position and fastest lap. And he will start at number 1 on the grid tonight. The drivers are just running through another 15-minute warm-up before we head on out to the race. We're going to be in for one exciting race tonight, as we've heard from all the drivers we've spoken to during the top 10 shootout that this track is really quite tricky. So let's see what we have in plan for tonight. Tyler, are you enjoying being on board with the V8 Supercars?
Absolutely, no. I think I joined the perfect week, at Willow Springs. It's just such a unique track and it's so different. Like, it reminds me a bit of Sonoma. If you ever had a crack at racing that, it's just the dips and the turns and it's just such a bizarre track and it's so unique and hard to get your head around. So it's obviously good to see that these boys are up for the challenge and they put in some really good lap times too as well. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do for the race.
Well, as it is going into dusk as well, we can see that sun starting to set behind the mountain. So we could see a little bit of darkness starting to form over the track as we get through this race this evening. But yes, they've definitely been setting some cracking laps, mate. But consistency, I think, is going to be key here tonight, especially for this track here, Willow Springs being the last corner. Definitely seeming to be the corner that brings unstuck even the most seasoned drivers.
Yeah, I definitely believe that just trying to keep the car on the tarmac is a challenge alone, and I wouldn't be surprised if everyone makes a mistake. It just depends how severe it is, as you come into the last corner, you might go too far wide and hit the dirt there and off you go, see you later, away from the track. Or as you see in the shootout, a couple of boys just went a little bit too deep in the last corner and unfortunately lost out wide and obviously entered the pits. So hopefully that they can just keep themselves nice and clean, and obviously side-by-side combat would be a very good way to start the race.
Definitely would, mate. We were talking about that last corner with the pits there. We also saw it on Tuesday where a few drivers came off track, and because of the dirt and mud, they couldn't slow themselves up before pit lane entry and actually copped black flags for speeding in pits because they just could not pull the car up before those yellow cones. You can see, if we get a shot of the rear of the pits, here is out the yellow cones where they've got to slow down. If they have come off that corner there and they can't slow themselves down, they end up on this pit lane and there is just not enough time to slow down before these yellow cones. So it's very easy to get yourself a technical foul or a technical, not disqualifications, but a black flag for speeding in pits. So this is definitely one area we're going to have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, nothing worse than getting a black flag. It's definitely not from a racing incident, just by a mistake, you know, and hopefully these boys here can avoid that. It's going to be a challenge, especially when you are in battles and, you know, the drivers are going to be side by side. It's going to be very, very challenging for them to try and keep it, you know, just off the dirt and away from the pit lane.
100%, mate. I think we'll probably see the lap times drop a fair bit compared to practice and qual during the race session. I definitely, it's going to be hard to see them doing low 114s. But we'll definitely see what happens when the drivers go to grid. We've just got under 3 minutes left of this practice session for the drivers will grid up tonight. I hope everybody is enjoying the broadcast here tonight for the SimRigs V8 Supercars ProAm series. If you do want to upgrade some of your gear, head over to simrigs.com. Use code SRW5 at checkout for a discount on any of your purchases over there. So a huge shout out to simrigs.com for allowing us to give you guys some discounts off. Also got to keep in mind, Tyler, we got to pick a driver of the day too.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see the way how it's going. It might be the AM drivers making an upset and getting the candies tonight. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they can maintain their really good start for tonight.
100%, mate. Now, driver of the day tonight will receive a congratulations package thanks to temptingsweets.com.au. You can also get yourself some sweet treats by using code SRW10 at checkout. So huge shout out, thank you so much to temptingsweets.com.au and all the drivers in Discord as well. I do believe the Warren and Brown Tools promo code for our drivers has ended. I do hope all of you manage to get out there and get yourself some new tools, because just for our drivers of Sim Racing World, they were giving you 25% off your next purchase for Warren and Brown Tools. So thank you so much for Warren and Brown Tools coming on board and helping us give something back to the community as well.
I see a few of the boys are going out there having a bit of fun before the race, just driving on the dirt and turning the supercar into a rally car. So it's good to see that they're having a bit of fun before the 1 hour of seriousness kicks in.
A few guys out there doing some jumps, was there?
Yeah, I saw one just jumping over the hill, and I wasn't entirely sure who it was. I just saw them in the background.
I'm gonna probably guess it was Joe.
It probably was.
Just jump off
yeah,
that.
it definitely was Joe.
Oh,
jeez.
No way.
That's a launch and a half.
We have found the new Bathurst jump track. That is phenomenal. Right, the next jump session we do for prizes, because we did do it at Bathurst, we are doing it at Willow Springs. Oh my lord, Joe, that was amazing.
It'd be interesting to see how many of those drivers just try not to do that in a race. It does look like fun, but it will ruin your night's racing.
It will straight up end your night's racing. That was phenomenal, though. I was surprised he went so high that he didn't get an instant teleport back to pits, because we've seen that on a few tracks. But we are heading through to our 60-minute race here tonight at Willow Springs for round 5 of season 3, 2023 of the SimRigs V8 Supercars ProAm series. Your grid will be pole position and fastest lap for the top 10 shootout will be Troy Dooley of Team 3. Joe Mahoney for Race on Oz. JTIT will join him at the front of the grid. Sam Noble, Harry Dodds will be in row 2. Chris Miller and Jamie Dyke, row 3. Patrick Frame and Gerard Sanfuentes, row 4. Scotty Gamble and Travis Daly will be in row 5. Everybody else will be gridded up where they finished in qualifying. Ty Delaney and Andrew Cowan just off the back of that top 10, so really great finish there for them. Aaron Schotter, Ed Hayden, Jason Douglas, Tyson McAvoy and Greg Barber are your race stewards this evening as we get ready, set to go racing. This is going to be interesting. The grid is set. The lights are on.
I think I just seen the car jump to start.
And we are away with Troy Dooley leading the field here for the first lap tonight.
Had a really good launch from Troy, making sure he didn't make any mistakes and kept the lead. And really good clear as well from second place as well. Well, we've got Noble, Mahoney and Dodds running out the top 4. We kept it nice and clean, good to see, but I'm intrigued to see. I think I saw a car jump to start. I don't know who it was, but I believe they will have a black flag that they will have to serve. Really good, clean battle here. First lap, no mistakes, no off tracks. They're doing really well. They learned.
We're not to the last corner yet, mate. That's where I think things could come unstuck. But yes, definitely really nice, clean start. Look at these cars fly over that crest. Just getting a little unsettled there, Jace Douglas was. Good to see him out here, though. Patrick Frame on the back of him.
Now, unfortunately, Patrick Frame already lost 6 positions, and I believe he was the car that copped the jump start as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into the pitch pretty early on. A good start from Jace Douglas.
Yep, and there he goes. So you were right, mate. It was him that grabbed that early start on the grid. But he keeping extremely smooth at the moment. Scotty Gamble is on the back of 2 fishies. That is going to be quite tricky to fight his way through.
Yeah, especially when you've got 2 people that on the same team, they can work as a team to make sure that they keep Scott behind, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not Scott tries to risk it early on or just stays behind him for another lap or 2 and just get into a good momentum.
Well, we've got 60 minutes of racing, and I'm going to say I think with the fuel restrictions, we're looking at between 18 and 24 minutes before the pits will have to start going in. But what we have seen is this track is very, very tough on tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see if someone might try and come in early to get a good hard push, to get a quick last short stop. So we'll keep an eye on those pit strategies as this race goes on. Scotty Gamble in the dirt, and Funky Miller was in the dirt as well. Oh, there's a car flying off into the pit wall. That was Travis Daly. Huge hit. That is not what we wanted to see for Travis Daly, as we see Sanfuentes now starting to battle away with Gamble as well. Ed Hayden, Aaron Schotter at the back of the pack. Would have just watched Daly fly off into the walls. We are going to...
It'll be interesting to see if there's either car contact where he hit the dirt, but that's massive speed going straight into the pit wall and unfortunately destroying his car, and yeah, just unlucky, only 3rd lap, but hopefully he can come back out and recover. As we see Chris Miller in P5 keeping the boys behind him. I don't say that though, he's got to gamble. I think he might try and make friggin' easy work and try and get past him as quick as possible to catch up with the boys ahead.
Something happened to Jamie, mate. If you have a look, he's actually dropped 2 positions back. He's not in front of Miller anymore. He's actually dropped behind Gamble and Sanfuentes, so something has happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he had a really good start and obviously we stayed in front of him, but see what happens here.
Oh, he's caught
on
the
dirt.
dirt. Oh, no, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the gas, and yeah, there goes P6 for him.
Jump back up the front. Troy Dooley has now got a 1.5 second gap at the moment. He's definitely feeling extremely comfortable out here tonight. Sam Noble and Joe Marnie just in behind him. That's a solid gap. Sam's just got to keep it nice and clean now, as we both know Sam and Joe were showing some really, really good pace during practice qualifying and the top 10 shootout.
Yeah, well, unfortunately with the practice and the qualifying, we didn't see any long distance runs, so it would be interesting to see who's actually more stronger. I know, like a couple of boys said, they don't really have a setup for the track, so that might play a part of whether or not they can make the tyres last a full stint. Efficiently, as we see Jason Douglas all in the back of Andrew Cowan, trying to push further and further.
Oh, into the dirt!
Oh, he kept it though. He kept it.
We'll drop him right off the back of Cowan now, though. He did lose a lot of time. We jump back up to Marnie. Joe Marnie. No, sorry, Joe, it's Mahoney.
Hey, you can call him Mahoney, you know, that's another new name that you can call him.
He was saying that some of his team drivers do call him My Honey, so I can't take that away from them, though. That's his thing.
Oh, you never know until you meet them and you hear the last name.
Well, it's when I start talking to them on the comms and they're like, mate, for the last 4 races you've been pronouncing my name wrong. Oh, as we see the Valkyrie esports car of Aaron Schotter right on the rear of Ty Delaney. He did give him a little bit of a kiss through there. It looks like Aaron might be a bit quicker through that section at this moment.
Yeah, just trying to put Ty under a lot of pressure just to try and make him make a mistake. As you see, Ty doing a really good job to try and keep him behind as much as possible. But as you see, coming into this corner, Aaron just gone underneath and beautiful move as well. So unfortunately, Ty had lost another position, but he's still up there and still have a chance to recover to finish top 10.
But he does. Jace Douglas got a bit squirrely on that last corner again. We didn't see it on camera, but he did get a little bit of an off track again. That final corner coming down towards the straight is really starting to put these drivers under pressure.
Yeah, nothing worse, and you know, you hop on a track and everyone else at least put in 50 plus laps and you still haven't put one lap in. So Jason's still warming up to the track, but these boys might be a little bit more warmer as we see Marnie trying his best just to, I don't know whether to stick behind Noble or to try and make a move, but I think he's happy just to stick behind Noble. He's the quick man, he's in the pros. I think he's a good driver to stay behind, and
they've got to chase down Troy Dooley, who's still extending that gap, as we see Scott Gamble go down the inside, showing the nose there. That was a really interesting spot. Just letting Chris Miller know that he is not far off the back of him. And he is still right there. Oh, Jamie Dyke with a big drift in the background there. Again, catching that onto the dirt. That is extreme skills.
Yeah, that allowed Cowan to come right on the back of his bumper as well. So these boys here, they're doing a really good job, even though they got in the dirt, but just to keep it under a lot of control and make sure they don't go through the pit entry, which is good to see. Scotty Gamble still trying to get his way up ahead. He's slowly drifting further away from the leader. It's almost 4.5 seconds gap. So I think he knows that he needs to try and make as many positions as possible before the pit stop. There's a replay. What's happened here?
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted to catch Travis with what happened with him. This should be it now. Yep, just catches the dirt on that right rear left and spits that car straight into the wall.
I think the worst thing about it is that he thought of driving in for his penalty, because it would have been a speeding penalty as well. His car would have been toasted. Yeah, it's just very unfortunate there for him.
Yeah, you can see how fast they come through there. There's no way you're pulling that up before you head into that pit, so you are going to cop that speeding in pits penalty. There's nothing you can do. So we ride with Ed Hayden.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate. It's a very small entry as well, so you don't really have much chance of pulling out. As we see, car 777 was a drive-through penalty for towing without permission, so that was
Travis Daly. Yep, that's unfortunate. He hit that wall so hard.
As you see, Hayden just trying to make his way up ahead. He didn't qualify, which was very surprising. Must have had dinner with his family, but he's gained 2 positions, and behind Aaron, he's obviously got a good chance to try and make a move here.
He's got to close that gap a little bit more. He's still about half a second off the pace of Aaron. Just needs to close it a little bit more.
I think being half a second behind, I think, is enough. You know, it's easy for the car in front to make that small mistake, hit the grass or the dirt, shall I say, and then you can say, see you later, and overtake him.
Oh no, he's into the dirt.
Oh. He kept it out the pitch, which is good to see, but unfortunately lost a lot of time there. Lloyd Dooley still in the lead, almost 2 seconds from Noble, so he's really doing a fantastic job. Lap 9, making sure he's keeping a good pace. Not just that, he's also got the fast lap of the race as well with a 1:14.5, so he's doing an awesome job out there, and I was thinking well deserved to be in first place right now.
Yeah, definitely one of the most comfortable drivers out here during the practice qualifying and top 10 session. Looking extremely smooth in that 333 car.
Yeah, you're definitely correct on that. As we'll see, Sam Noble is currently P2 with Joe right behind him as well. He's just stuck to him like glue. He hasn't let him go, so it's good to see that these two boys are keeping it nice and clean and close as possible. So Joe slowly, thinking about it.
See in the background as well, Funky Miller is right on the rear of Harry Dodds. See his purple car just peeking out from the outside. We come up into turn 1 now. All eyes will be on Noble and Dodds to see if they can defend from the 2 drivers behind them.
I love as well, we were just watching the back of Noble, you can see the 2 different lines that both Joe and Sam is driving, and they're both just as quick as each other, even though they're picking different lines, so obviously they got a few more different strengths and weakness compared to each other, but keeping it nice and tight, only half a second behind, and I think Joe's just waiting for Sam to make a mistake here.
It's a good strategy to play out, to be honest, mate. If you're waiting behind someone, you don't need to push too hard to get in front right now. We're only 10-12 minutes into a 60-minute race, allowing someone else to make the mistake as we see Scotty Campbell down the inside of Chris Miller. Funky, as we jump up to the chopper view to get a great shot over the top. 2 very different lines and braking points through there. Gamble was very heavy on the top of Funky then.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful not to overdrive those tyres. I mean, I understand you're trying to put Miller under a lot of pressure and just to make him make a mistake, but the last thing you want to do is push your tyres too much and make a mistake yourself. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. As Cowan on the inside there was Chase Douglas, so it's interesting to see what happened there, because I saw Chase Douglas behind Cowan and all of a sudden Cowan is overtaking him again, so
it looks like Jace got a really good run out of that final corner, up the main straight, down to the braking zone. Cowie had to brake a bit harder and cut across because of the lockup. That has given Jace has punted him a little bit, all by accident. So we jump back onto Scotty Gamble, trying to make a move up the inside. Around turn 1, up into turn 2, will be on the outside of Funky Miller. And Harry Dodds right in front. Funky Miller getting a little bit crossed up there. Did manage to save it. But Scott Gamble is not one to play around. He is going to get right into this. Very different lines as they come over Budweiser Bend there.
Good job there, just keeping it nice and clean.
There's a tough spot to look for an overtake, because if you go down the inside, you're risking running it really wide. You're just not going to get the speed run through there, but he is going to get the speed run through the final corner. It is going to be a drag race down to the start-finish line here on lap whatever it is, because SDK just disappeared.
Yeah, I think it's stuck on the replay, unfortunately. As you can see, Scotty Gamble just doing an overtake just then. Now we are back live. Yeah.
At least we caught all that action. That was great. Good work, ShiBBy.
No, we didn't miss it. We were just a little bit delayed, unfortunately.
We didn't miss anything. We caught it perfectly. That was planned. As we see Jason Douglas and Andrew Cowan, LMR Esports and Performance Sim racing drivers, having a phenomenal battle here over the top. Jason looking for the outside line. Will push Cowan over a bit. He had plenty of track to use there. We'll have to drop back in behind though. This final corner is a weird one. Everybody really wants to take that same line. I don't think we're going to see overtaking maneuvers made there. It is a very dangerous spot as Cowan's out on the grass, crosses it up. Jace has to take evasive maneuvers. Will get the better run because of the mistake made by Cowan. Down into turn one. Jace should have this locked in now.
Yeah, that was almost deja vu of before when Jace got it on the outside and Cowan locked up, but obviously a bit more clean there from the boys. We see Harry Dodge is defending Scotty Gamble down for P4. It's going to be a tough just to defend a quick man. He knows that he should have been quicker and got the lap time in the top 10 shootout. And he's slowly working on, it's only 15 minutes done, and maybe Harry Dodge is contemplating whether or not to stick behind him and let him go, or defend with all his might.
Well, we're going to find out now as again, Scotty Gamble tries to show the nose. It's just a dangerous spot to do it. Lap times.
He knows he doesn't want to be side by side in the last corner.
Oh, Funky Miller
no.
into the pits. Is he going to stop himself in time? He did. That was absolutely crazy. If there was another car any closer, if Mr. Sanfuentes was half a second closer, that could have been an absolute catastrophe. And Funky's off into the dirt again.
My question is, where is that pit lane? Could he hit the yellow cone? So I don't know whether or not he touched the right line or not.
On my screen, it said he entered pit lane.
Oh no.
So it's going to be interesting to see as we jump back on board with Scotty Gamble, jump on the nose cam right now. See the sort of pace he has on the back of the Frog Leaf Juice racing car of Harry Dodds.
Oh, nice and close there. Harry just to defend it, make sure that Scott stayed behind, but I think it was a little bit too close for comfort for Scott then.
Yeah, Scott's definitely had to pull out a little bit. See, he's really gaining speed on Dodds there though through this final corner.
He's very comfortable. Like the previous lap we saw him back out a bit.
And then he's into the dirt. That is so dangerous, that corner. And Miller is into the pits. He does look like he's going to be serving a drive-through because of hitting that yellow cone. Let's see if he does stop or if it is a straight-through drive-through, because that will answer the question.
I think
he's actually it could be a stop and hold as well. Definitely looks like he might have got that drive-through stop and hold because of speeding in pits.
And it'll also be unsafe exit as well, because he obviously entered the pit lane and exited at the same time.
Andrew Cowan down the inside. Great clean move there on Jason Douglas, LMR Esports driver. These two are having a cracker of a battle. This is a battle for P8 as well. Here tonight in the Pro-Am. Jace Douglas is going to look at trying to get back at him though. I think
they're best stuck like glue, aren't they? Like always, the two, both of them just stuck together and they haven't separated at all. As you see, Jace just obviously now he's got to try and recover from his mistake. As you see, Marnie made the pit stop, so 19-minute mark and his first to enter the pits, so it'll be interesting to see what his strategy is. I think it's a two-stopper.
Gamble is now taking on Dodds. Now too wide round the final corner. They're still going to be too wide. No, that wasn't the final corner. Yes, is it? Gosh.
No, it's first corner. So
I'm
second
putting
corner,
the track
sorry.
map up. I can't see what's going on. There we go.
All good.
That'll help me.
That'll help everyone, I think. They get to see their favourite drivers on the track and where they are. There's Scotty Gamble going into P3. Now we've got to remember, Joe Marnie have entered the pits, so he's the first one to break into the pits. That wasn't obviously a black flag as well.
And I nailed that timing around the 19 to 22 minute. I did expect to see cars starting to come in. See how this plays out with Joe's early pit.
Yeah, it's looking like a two-stop strategy out there, but it just depends on what window that the boys want to take. As I think a few more. I think all of them are going into the pits now, to be honest. We've got
Gamble, Dodds, Sanfuentes, and Jamie Dyke all in the pits.
And Jake Douglas as well entered the pits as well, so it'll be interesting to see who will be the biggest gainer out of the pit box at the moment. As you see, Joe, obviously on board with him, he was first to pit, he was P2. I hope the Ty hasn't held him up too much, that allows another driver to jump him in the pits. They're coming out the last corner now on the main straight. Ty has thankfully gone into the pits, so Joe is happy, he's got clear room now, and bypass everyone. No, okay, fair enough. And also a couple of seconds ahead of Gamble as well. So yeah, I think he's done a really good job there and actually gained a bit more time to the boys behind him. So the undercut has worked. So that means that I believe that Noble and Dooley had to be very careful because they're only 0.7 seconds between each other. But if Joe Marnie with fresher tyres is very quick on the track at the moment, he might actually jump them. As we see, that's Patrick Frame that's in the pits at the moment. Trying to see when the leaders are going to jump into the pits. I think poor ShiBBy has disappeared on my screen.
No, I'm here. I'm just doing some stuff in the background.
Oh, it's a safety car.
There is a safety car. There is a safety car. That is probably why we saw a lot of people flying into the pits. And there is a car on their side. That is Patrick Frame. I'm not too sure how that's happened. But I will try and find a replay, but that looks pretty bad.
On the last corner, is it not? Just coming in way too hot.
Oh no, and look at that. That is a lot of speed. Oh.
Yeah. And stuck on his side. That's very unlucky there. But yeah, that does explain that a few of the boys could actually talk about the pit stop. Troy Dooley and Sam Noble was dropped massively here as well because of the safety car, so
yeah,
they have missed out.
Yep, they're pulling in now.
They really missed out. So the leader that was doing the fantastic job is unfortunately now at the back of the grid while everyone else had to jump in the pits.
The thing is though, mate, they're going to be able to get... Oh, it was a race to get out of the pit lane! Noble will get out before Dooley. So, now though, the other guys are going to have to pit first. So, depending on how these guys drive, they could still make something good happen of this.
Yeah, definitely. It would be interesting to see what goes through their minds now, because I know that, like, as you see, Marnie is up there, obviously He was up the pace with second place, but now you got Scotty Gamble, as we saw in the not in the shootout, but in the qualifying. He was very quick in clean air. So if he gets a good jump on Marnie, he might actually, make the track all by himself. But Harry Dodge is also behind as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for the two boys to miss out on the pit stops and at the back.
Pit stop strategies are always a tricky thing.
Yeah, nothing worse than a safety car coming out just when your pit window, just when you approach and everyone else has already gone for theirs. So hopefully they get a bit of luck and maybe, well, don't risk for another safety car, but if there is another safety car, hopefully it goes into their favour instead.
Yeah, we didn't see any safety cars on Tuesday night. Majority of the cars that went off track were able to get themselves either back on track or rolled into pit lane. So I suppose we will see as the night progresses. We are just about 30 minutes through a 60-minute race here tonight at Willow Springs.
And it's going to be good as we see Anakin Daly in the chat saying smart move by Scott, best position for taking first position. Yeah, it is true. He's obviously got a bit of pace on him, and he only has one car to work on now. So gained 7 positions, not the biggest gainer. The biggest gainer so far is Jason Douglas, currently in P6. So yeah, there's a few boys that have moved up on the grid, but yeah. Chase, he's done a good job so far, up 9 positions.
30 minutes left to go. The field being back on top of each other. Troy Dooley had a really great start, led this whole race up until right now. So it's going to be interesting. Troy is looking extremely comfortable. He even said that during the interviews with the top 10 that he's feeling good, really enjoying the track. So we know he's got a lot of pace. Definitely going to keep an eye on him and Funky Miller as well as the restart goes live. Joe Marnie will be holding the track position. Scott Gamble P2, Harry Dodds P3. So
one thing I do got to mention, Chris Miller, he did get his lap back from the safety car, so this had played him into the game as well. So it'll be interesting to see how much he can benefit from the safety car as well.
Yeah, we did see him get that wave around.
So yeah, it's obviously a good thing. Obviously we saw he had a bit of a mistake early on in the race, but hopefully he can recover very quickly now. He's on the back of everyone else and just move on up on the grid.
Looks like safety car is pulling away now and will be heading into the pits this lap. Field will be handed to Joe Marnie for JTIT Race on Oz. Let's see how he starts as the sun is still setting over Willow Springs tonight. This evening. So weird. It's tonight where I am, but it's only afternoon in the sim.
Yeah, definitely confusing, isn't it?
Alright, we wait in awe to see what Joe Marnie will do. He does have Gamble, Dodds and Sanfuentes all on the back of him, and Dyke as well. This is going to be interesting. Got Reese to go. How you doing, Reese? Thanks for dropping in, mate. And Marnie is away. Keep an eye on that timing table. These guys are going to be close through this first lap. Coming down the home straight up into turn 1. Already a bit of movement from Sam Noble I saw in the back there.
Yeah, he's going to try and gain as many positions as possible. He knows that a couple of the boys ahead of it just a little bit slower on pace, so he wants to try and make sure that he doesn't fall too far behind while the front of the grid, who are very quick at the moment. Don't make too much of a gap as he Thought he could make an inside move there.
Yeah, looking to have a go at Ty Delaney, he was there.
I've got to say, Joe Mahoney, brilliant start. He makes sure that he got himself a little bit of a buffer on Scotty Gamble, so it would be very, very interesting to see if he can keep up with this for the next half an hour.
I have this funny feeling there could be one more pit stop needed as well, as we see Jason Douglas pushing the back of Jamie Dyke. That could be really interesting. Marnie starting to stretch his legs a little bit here in that clean air. Does want to pull away as we come down around over the finish line. We're our first lap after a safety car, and Funky was off into the dirt there.
Yeah, he's just using as much truck as possible, but you don't want to use too much of the dirt.
He got around Troy Dooley with that as well.
Yeah, I think Troy might have just...
See Sam Noble go down the inside on Ty Delaney. Great move there from Sam. Really picked that timing perfectly. Got that car turned in and made that move stick.
Yeah, no, done a good job now. You just have to catch up with the boys ahead as well. But they're slowly quicker than the boys that you just overtaken, so you've got to do it as quick as possible and try and get that track position back. You see Jason Douglas all over the back of Jamie Dyke. He's had a bit of a quiet night, but he's still in the top 5, so it's good to see him back out there, and obviously a good night so far for the reigning champion.
Those Jamie Dyke, I was going to say, Jason Douglas is P2 in the hams at the moment. Joe Marnie leading the charge. Scott Campbell is starting to close that gap in those. Sam Noble has made a move around. That's updating really late. We saw Sam Noble make that move around Ty Delaney. And then now we're going to see Chris Miller Funky come through as well in the Mustang. Troy Dooley really hasn't made any sort of moves yet. Could be biding his time with that later pit stop, and this is where things could get interesting. He could play it easy, play easy on his tyres, sit at the back, make smart moves, and then when the pits come through, he's going to have a little bit of advantage for a couple of laps, so he may actually be able to jump himself up quite a few places.
I think what he's trying to do is just try and fuel save as much as possible so he doesn't have to pit again and just utilise that time and start attacking. As you see, all on the back of the bumper of Hayden, we've got Sam Noble just trying to make as much time as possible. Just trying to get into P9, but it just hasn't made it yet. Looking at the inside, and I think he's gone ahead with
And Hayden, I think, pulled out of the accelerator a little bit there and just went, all right, mate, you are a little bit quicker than me. Head on through. Dodds is off the track towards the pit lane and back on track in front of Jamie Dyke. So he is and will lose 2 places there. Aaron Schotter making a move on Andrew Cowan as well.
I do got to say that this race has heated up as we see the 2 boys battling right now. For P7, Andrew Cowan trying to make it back up the grid again. Scotty Gamble got the quickest lap now with the 1:14.4, and Joe Mahoney as well picked up his pace with the 1:14.6 as well. So these boys are starting to get quick and quick up ahead. So it means that Noble or no, I think there is an overtake well. Jason Douglas all of a sudden P4.
Jamie Dyke's off track. Jamie Dyke's off track and falling down the field. He's fallen into P13. I think Dodds is off track as well. Yep, something has happened. Dodds is falling down the field.
Yeah, but I was thinking that they might have made a contact or something like that because they were both together and all of a sudden they both started going backwards at the same time. To be watching the replay, I'll see what happens here.
Dyke is 2 positions behind him. Dodds hits the curb, gets air, comes back onto track.
Oh, no, this is what we saw earlier.
Pulled in front of Jamie. Jamie goes out.
I think it's a little bit further up on the track.
Stick to it just to see what happened here. Jamie and Dodds both plummeted through the field.
Yeah, like I said, they were up there in P4 and P5. Driving really well. And then, yeah, all of a sudden they just both started falling behind.
Oh, Jamie's clipped the curb and got air. Launched over the top and Dodds has speared him.
Oh no, you're supposed to do the jump after the race, not in the race.
You're not wrong. Oh, that was really unfortunate, but that has made a lot of different moves. So Gerard, Sanfuentes, Gamble and Mahoney are all stuck in the same positions. Jason Douglas now has managed to get himself up into P4. Aaron Schotter is battling it out with Andrew Cowan though. Valkyrie Esports. Valkyrie. Such a weird word, that one. Can be pronounced two different ways. Cowan though, Performance Sim Racing. He's got a gamble. He's chasing Marnie down.
Yeah, he's kept him nice and good. He's 2/10 quicker in that lap then, so he's closing him down as quick as possible. He knows he's got to get in front of Joe to take the control of the race. So we know that Joe can actually race and had a bit more lap time than Scotty Gamble at the moment, so taking a bit of advantage as we see right here with Troy Julie on the screen. And we did see that he got very unlucky with the safety car. He was leading the race and unfortunately the safety car came out and he had nowhere to go and had to wait a whole lap before he could hit. So hopefully he can continue making up a bit of time, but he's got Ty Delaney in front of him, which makes me believe, it's a bit bizarre, but he hasn't tried to overtake Ty, which is strange to see Scotty Gamble trying to take the lead here, coming into the last corner. It's very challenging, but he's trying to pick his move.
I just want to keep an eye on Troy. Just want to keep an eye on Troy. So I think that he can definitely start making his way through the pack. As Andrew Cowan now up 6 spots into P6, battling it out with Sam Noble around that treacherous final corner.
I think as well that if there is a safety car as well, that will allow Jamie Dyke and I don't know if he pitted or not, but Jamie Dyke and Harry Dodd back into the battle as well. So they will be ensuring that something happens up on the grid so they can recover from the unfortunate contact between the two teammates as we see in the battle for P7. Ed Hayden trying to make a move, or Troy.
He's still got time. Just over 24 minutes left to go in this race. Troy still has time.
Yeah, the poor man's losing the second lap at the moment. He's trying to make it work, but just unfortunately stuck behind Ty. But in saying that though, they're both fighting for position, and Ty has every right to keep Troy behind him. So he's doing a good job, young lad, to keep a very fast man that's comfortable at this track behind him.
You can see though now he's really dropped off as Mahoney and Gamble are side by side down the straight into T1. Scotty Gamble will get on the brakes just a little bit later than Mahoney. There was nothing in it though, as you can see Mahoney trying to grab back on top of Gamble. I don't know what words I just said. I'm sure they made no sense to anybody else, because as soon as I said them I thought to myself, what did I just say? But Marnie, we know Gamble is quick. We've seen tonight Marnie really step up his game on this track. We have a Pro and an AM battling it out for P1 and P2 overall here. This could get exciting. I mean, could get exciting. It's already exciting.
It's a very good battle for P1. To see Joe trying to stick behind Scotty, trying to make sure that he stays behind him at all costs, to be honest. Just to put Scott under pressure instead and try and see if Scott makes a mistake. As we did see in the top 10 shootout, he did overdrive the car a little bit. So it is possible that Joe can back him under pressure, and that's a car in the background.
Oh no, that's Harry Dodds, the Frog Leap Juice Racing team. Harry looking really comfortable out here tonight. That one small mistake has spat him straight off the track, and the whole field has gone, see you later, Doddsy.
It's a very brutal track. If you just go on the left off track there, you lose an easy 30 seconds, unfortunately. The car won't stop, and yeah, it's just unfortunate a couple of drivers just been caught out there. As we see Troy just on the back of Ty the whole time. It's just trying to make an overtake. Going on the outside instead. No.
Oh, you see Ty hit the curb there. Unsettled that car really badly. Troy had to pull out of that. Didn't want to get too close. Barbsider has jumped in and said, is it Mahoney, Marnie, or Mahani?
It's all of them, mate. It's all of them. Let him know.
It's whatever I say it is at the point in time. It's not Mahoney.
I was like, the worst thing about it is commentating with you. I'm starting to say the same thing as you.
I already told Joe that I've been calling him Mahoney for so long. It's probably going to stay that way. So we see Aaron Schotter just actually up ahead, get a little bit wide and look like he nearly ended up in the pits. That has given Ed Hayden a really good run. We'll have the outside line around turn 1 and then the inside line into turn 2. If he can hold it there, he will get this move done through here.
Talk about Marnie as well. Marnie has entered the pits as well, so he's going in for his last pit stop, and hopefully this pays off and try and get back in front of Scotty Gamble with the undercut.
Aaron Schotter just holding that out through all those corners from Ed Hayden. Didn't give him an inch. It looked like Ed should have made that move done, but Aaron drove the pants off that car to keep himself up there in P6.
Got to say as well, I see Ty Delaney in front of Jamie Duck, so I'm not 100% sure how Troy fell a little bit further behind Ty, but he's doing a good job at the moment, slowly creeping up to the pack.
Jamie
behind the
Dyke
pack.
overtook Troy. Wait, what? Yes, so Jamie Dyke has made a move on Troy, so Troy is sort of falling back off the pace as we see Ty Delaney now. And Troy's into the pits. Ty Delaney.
Troy just spun in the pits. The entry he just spun, which would cost him dearly in the battle right now, as we see Ty just trying to keep it in. Try and keep it in one piece, and lost position.
Let's keep it safe. So Troy has had an incident in the pits.
Yeah, I saw him in the background. He's gone into the pits, and all of a sudden he's facing 90 degrees the wrong way. I don't know what's happened there.
Oh, compression! Yeah, down too soon to try and slow himself down before that pit entry, and has compression locked it up. Oh, another unfortunate. Willow Springs is really taking victims tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately that's twice for him now. He's very unlucky, and I don't think that Willow Springs is his favourite track now after that.
Oh, San Fuentes was off track there. Can he slow himself down before he pulls into the pit lane? And he can. Oh my gosh, and what's happened with Andrew Cowan? Andrew Cowan's off track as well. It's all coming undone towards the last stint of this race.
Yeah, that last corner is the victim for everyone.
We saw this on Tuesday as well, mate. When the tyres start failing, start getting worn out, that last corner gets even harder. Yeah, we will come into the pits.
Yeah, they all definitely going in for their last pit stops, and Sam Noble is in the lead at the moment, all by himself.
9.2 seconds.
Hayden. And saying that though, he's still got a pit as well, and it would be interesting to see how far up the grid he can go now with clear air.
I feel like he's not going to get many more laps. If anything, he's going to get one more. I'd be surprised if he doesn't come in now, and if he doesn't come in now, he's only going to push one more.
Yeah, he's definitely going for the overcut where everyone else is going for the undercut, but he did pit with the safety car compared to everyone else.
He's in now. There it is.
Jeez.
Yeah, how crazy is that pit lane entry, man?
They wait for the last second to brake. I wouldn't do that.
Look how close they are coming in. Oh, I lost him. Oh, huge
All the
lock up
smoke
for
everywhere.
Dyke and Delaney. Heavy on the brakes. Be interesting to see if that actually will be a speeding in pits or not, because that was. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
Dyke.
I reckon Ty's
Yeah, I
done it
think
as
they're
well.
both going to get a speeding in pit there. That is unfortunate, but that is a crazy pit lane. As we see Scotty Gamble back on the bridges of Mahoney.
Yeah, we've got Mahoney, Marnie in front of Gamble, so the undercut has worked very well for him, but they are battling it out right now though. Because Gamble does have a, see there, IRacing Black Flag for cars 07 and 1, so both Dyke and Delaney copped a stop and go. Which sucked because they were up there and they were slowly, Dyke was slowly recovering from a mistake early on in the race, but Ty Delaney was doing a really good job going up the field as well. So, you see Gamble on the screen, he's got 2 cars ahead of him, and no stress, mate, you can go and take care of it, mate. And to see Marnie going inside of Aaron Shotter coming into the last corner, I think that's the first time I've actually seen someone go for an overtake there. And the same thing as well with Gamble was Aaron just decided to take the dirt so he didn't hit him, and also lost control as well, entering into the pits as well. So Marnie making sure that he overtook Aaron quick enough, and Gamble is still stuck behind him, so he's got to work it out here. He's got a 14-second difference between Chris Miller and Joe Marnie, which I believe Miller will definitely have to enter the pits again, which effectively put Joe temporary leader at the moment. So depends how well he can keep Scott Gamble behind him, but this is a good battle for currently P2 but effectively for P1. And to talk about driver today as well, there's a few shakers as well, with Jason Douglas currently in P4 with 11 position gained. Following him as well, Ed Hayden with 7, and as well as that, Scotty Gamble is plus 6 position as well. Unfortunately, he did make a mistake in qualifying, which put him at the back because the 7 drivers did set a lap time in, but everyone here, as you see, Chris Miller has entered the pits. So now this is for the lead. Scotty Gamble is trying to overtake Joe for the lead, going on the outside on the main straight, coming into turn 1. Just got him here, and beautiful overtake there. He had a really good pace, and effectively at 1:14.551 as well in that last lap. So he did a really good job to put a clean lap in and overtook Joe nice and cleanly into the first corner. And now he is up 8 positions for the race, and well, with 13 minutes to go, he's going to try and make sure that he maintains that position. As you see, Marnie is slowly drifting off a little bit. He does have older tyres, but hopefully that doesn't affect him too much at this track. But talking about that, Jason Douglas now currently P3. He did not qualify at all, but yeah, it's a very good job as well. It seemed creeping up on the field as well. As we see, Anakin saying nice one. He's Scott Gamble, Superman in V8 Supercars. He's definitely correct about that one. He is a very quick man, and it's obviously good to see that he's recovered from the top 10 shootout. As we see, Sam Noble, obviously we saw with the safety car, he unfortunately lost out. He's under a second now behind Jay Douglas, so he's recovered really well to make sure that he gained those positions, which is good to see. He's under a second now, so he's purple lap as well, which is the quickest of the race with a 1:14.335, so he's a whole second quicker than Jace, so he's making sure that he catch up to him ASAP and overtake Jace. I don't think he's accepting 2 AM drivers on the podium tonight. I think he wants to be on there, throw him on the dirt a little bit. Jace is doing a terrific job as well. As we see as well, another driver as well, he is a pro driver, but he's doing a really good job up 3 position in Gerard as well, currently P5. It's good to see him moving up on the grid as well. He's keeping it nice and clean, and obviously just trying to keep up and maintained a good gap between himself and Noble, just try not to drift too far behind. And you see Ed Hayden as well in P6, 10 seconds behind P5. Unfortunately, Ed didn't qualify. I don't know why he didn't qualify at all, but it's good to see him up 8 positions so far in this race as well, so he's doing a really good job as well. As you see, Sam Noble just trying to close down the gap from Jason Douglas. It's 0.7 seconds, but just not enough at all. What is 1/10 quicker than Jace, but yeah, unfortunately, he might have pushed his tyres a little bit too much on his quick lap and evened it out a bit with Jace at the moment. As you see, personal best lap as well for Ed Miller and Ed Hayden and Chris Miller just set the quickest lap with 1:14.1. So these boys here slowly dropping the times the quick as possible. I mean, I see 1:13 second, 1 minute 13. I hope we do see that, but I doubt these boys will have freshened up tyres for that. As we see as well across the grid as well, you see Dooley as well, currently in P8, Andrew Cowan P9 and Aaron Soto P10. So these boys here just doing their best to try and make as many positions as possible. It is a very difficult track, as we have spoken earlier. With 10 minutes to go, anything can happen, and yeah, hopefully these boys keep it nice and clean. As we see, Sam Noble he's really gaining on Jason now. Really good exit. Jason just cracking under the press a little bit. He's blocked the inside line, but he's let Sam go in. Coming into the first corner, he got ahead of him, and see you later. Beautiful move from Sam. That puts him into P3, and obviously now he's 7.7 seconds behind Marnie, but yeah, it's very comfortable in P3 right now. It's good to see.
Right, I'm back. The little one is not asleep.
Yeah, you put it on the racing sim, yeah? Don't go with Peppers and Will?
I've got a couch in the office, so she's laying down on that at the moment, which is not great. She needs to be going to sleep.
Yeah, unfortunately the little ones, they pick and choose whatever they want to do sometimes, and there's not much we can do about it. As you see, Scotty Gamble in the lead, up 8 positions from qualifying from the top 10 shootout. He's done an awesome job. He's put some pace on Joe Maroney, making sure that he's kept a good gap at the moment, 1.4 seconds, and slowly increasing it as well. So he's doing a fantastic job with roughly 8 minutes to go. So I'm looking at 6 to 7 laps until we finish this race. This is lap 38, so it's been a very quick race, to be honest. But it is a short circuit as well, only 7 corners, so it is a bit fun. As you see, Miller just overtook Ed Hayden for P6 as well. It's good to see Chris Miller slowly going up on the field as well. And you see on the replay, he's coming on inside as well. So we see a few boys actually doing it, overtaking to the first corner. Broke very late and just nice and comfortable. There is a big difference between Miller's and Hayden's quickest lap time. So Miller's a bit more comfortable with the track and car, obviously, and yeah, beautiful move from him, up in P6. 10 seconds behind but Gerard, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can make any time on him. So what's your thoughts so far, ShiBBy? I think he's gone again.
I'm here, I just can't talk too much because my daughter's so I need to go back to sleep.
That's fair enough. As we see, obviously the leader is still out there, 1.3 seconds in front. Joey's still in the picture, but just unfortunately not quick enough just to got back into his toes. So the guy's doing an awesome job right now, keeping it nice and controlled. And as we see, Anakin is his friend in the chat from YouTube. He's obviously saying he's the Superman in the V8 Supercar, and he's proved it today that he does have pace, and he's leading the championship and obviously leading this race right now, so he's looking at extending his lead coming into obviously the second half of the championship. But it's just, yeah, So good to see the boys out here today. Thank you everyone that has joined us, either the boys on the track, not just them as well, but everyone as well in the chats as well, watching the stream live as well. Thank you very much for joining. It's a Sunday night, and you know, first race at Willow Springs for these boys. I think, apart from the AM drivers, a couple of them did have a crack at it last week on a Tuesday night. So good to see that these boys are out there having fun, you know, and showing a good show for you guys tonight. As we see Sam Noble just keeping it nice and comfortable. I think he's happy with P3 at the moment. He hasn't pulled Joe into him at the moment, maintaining the 7.8 second region in the last couple of laps. So I think he's just happy to stay in front of Jason Douglas and just, you know, be happy with P3 on the podium tonight. So it's obviously good to see him recovered from the safety car. As you see, Gerard as well, in P5 as well, is only 3.5 seconds behind Jace Douglas as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he can try and gain a couple of positions as well. Well, not just in the whole race, but as well one more to go before the end of the race with the team in the background. While they're on board with Jace Douglas. It's a beautiful sunset at the moment at Willow Spring. Unfortunately, the driver's headlights aren't on yet, so we're not having any night racing unfortunately tonight. Very close to it, but beautiful twilight setting at the moment with the mountains behind in the background. You see Gerard on screen, P5. He is a big underachiever tonight. I know he's only up to P3, but he's kept it nice and clean, and we're getting the battles and made sure he didn't make any mistakes and kept on the tarmac. I think this man will be very happy with P5 at the moment. As well as that, we've got Miller as well. P6, you know, putting in another smashing lap with 1:15, so he's trying his best to get Gerard back within him and trying to overtake for P5. So it'll be interesting to see how much time he can gain though. 4 minutes to go, which is roughly 4 laps for him. So it'll be interesting to see if he can gain 6 seconds in the next 4 laps. It's Ed Hayden as well, another underachiever tonight as well, plus 7 positions, currently in P7 as well, an AM driver as well, so currently P3 out the AMs, and I think he's done an awesome job as well. Just been in the battles with the big boys and, you know, kept it nice and clean, and yeah, it's good to see him up there in P7 with.
Could be a good contender for driver of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely correct on that one. There have been 3 drivers that gained 5 or more positions, so you know, it's very hard to pick who is the driver of the day when a lot of these boys gained a lot of positions and just drove really well at the same time.
They could all get a driver of the day award, that's for sure.
I think he's definitely correct on that. As you see, I can't read it properly. Through Dooley in 8th position. Unfortunately, again, he was along with Sam Noble up the front of the grid when everyone started pitting, and unfortunately the safety car came out and it ruined his party, to be honest. But he still drove really well up to that point, and obviously should keep his head really high. Just sometimes mistakes, not a mistake for him, but mistakes happen from other drivers, and the safety car has to come out, so just unfortunate there to see Tyson McAvoy 012 for driver of the day, which is Gerard. Yes, I'm definitely thinking about that as well. He's doing really well as that, but I'm saying as well, we also got competition as well with Jace Douglas up 11 positions as well. And Ed Hayden up 7 positions, and Scotty Gamble as well in the lead as well with up 8, so it's going to be tough to pick and choose who's going to be the driver of the day. To see Cowan as well in P9. He was having a really good battle with Ed Douglas earlier in the race until the safety car came out, and unfortunately they were stuck together like magnets, but they kind of drifted apart along the race. So good to see him up there anyway. Again, up 3 positions as well, so he did miss out on the top 10 shootout, and oh no, he's on the dirt. He's recovered, thankfully. And yeah, good to see him up 3 positions. If you see Aaron Stotter, the last person in the top 10 right now, up 3 positions as well. So once again, another driver that didn't start the top 10 has gained their way up in the points, so it's good to see him out there as well. Fighting it out with all the boys as well. And you see Jamie Dyke behind him as well. He had an unfortunate incident with his teammate that just went over the little hill and yeah, just collided with him and his teammate. You see, I believe it's his final lap as well. So Scotty Gamble is on his last lap now. Just keeping a lot of control all by himself. Doing an awesome job, you know, kept his head nice and cool, you know, kept it nice and clean, overtook the cars nice and clean as well. So yeah, it's really good to see him recover from his mistake, and he knew that 60 minutes was enough time for him to get back into first position. So yeah, last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see everyone out here tonight as well. Obviously Willow Springs, I don't think many drivers put in enough laps into this. It's a very challenging track, but as you see the man on the screen right now, with obviously with Joe Marnie as well in the background just then in P2, so he's done a really commanding win, to be honest. Kept it nice and clean, took his time with Joe, and yeah, his strategy paid off really well as he's coming across the main straight now. Coming across the finish line, he's flashing his lights. He knows he has won the race, and Joe Marnie as well in P2, followed by Sam Noble in P3. So fantastic drive for those three boys to be on the podium as well, followed by Chase Douglas in P4 as well. He's a happy man, he's flashing his lights as well. We've got Gerard as well with Chris Miller as well right behind him in P5 and P6, so congratulations for those two boys there. We've got Ed Hayden and Troy Dooley as well, pretty close to each other, so they're P7 and P8 as well, so good finish from those two boys as well. So we've got Howard coming along in the last corner now, coming across the finish line. It's, yeah, good drive from the top 10 finish, plus 3 positions. And we've got Aaron here with Jamie Dyke fighting for P10 coming into the last corner now. This is a surprise. I wasn't expecting Jamie to come that close. Oh no! Oh, and Aaron just hit the dirt on the outside and off he goes, and which allowed Jamie Dyke to take P10, and poor Aaron here. Obviously Jamie's very happy with that finish there, but unfortunately Aaron just missed out on the top 10 position there. Just very unlucky there, just on the outside coming into that last corner, just hit the dirt a little bit. As we see Ty Delaney coming into the pit lane. There's a really good finish from these boys. Congratulations for everyone out there. Obviously good to see them have a bit of fun as well, and hopefully that they return back next week strong, as we see Scotty Gamble going on to the start finish line. In the middle in P1 with Joe Marnie as well in P2, and Sam Noble should be very close behind him in P3. So that is your podium, ladies and gentlemen. Really good race from these two boys. We'll see, well done LMR boys as well from Ray Douglas. Yeah, no, he did a really good job. Up 11 positions in this race, as we see. Scotty Gamble in P1, he'll be a very happy man. With Joe Marnie as well, the P1 for an Amber as well, but P2 overall, I think he'll be a very happy man as well, finishing in the top 3. And then Sam Noble as well, recovering from the safety car up to P3, and he'll be a very happy man with that as well. As we are just waiting for the boys to come into the green room. We'll also go through the order as well, so following Noble was Jason Douglas in P4. Gerard Sanfuentes, never pronounced that in my life before. Sanfuentes, rounded out the top 5 position. Got Chris Miller in P6, Ed Hayden P7, Troy Dooley P8, Andrew Cowan P9, Jamie Dyke P10, Aaron Sotter P11, Delaney P12, Harry Dodge P13, Patrick Frame in P14, and rounding at the grid was Travis Daly in P15.
It's good to see the boys out there at the moment on the podium. They're very happy with that result. So the question is, who shall we bring in first? Which would be, if we do AMs.
Yeah, let's just crack
Ed
through.
Hayden. Yeah, easy. So it'll be Ed Hayden, who finished P3. Ed, congratulations on P3 for the AMs. How was your first time out there at Willow Springs?
Yeah, good. I like the track. I'm just not very quick there. Fortunately, I only ran off once.
No, I think you did a good job. No, if you haven't gone off the track once, we've obviously seen a few drivers out there to struggle to keep it on the tarmac, and I think you did a really good job to not go off as much as a couple others out there. But P3 tonight in the AMs, what's your thoughts on the battles out there?
Sorry, what was that?
What's your thoughts on the battles out on the track?
Yeah, good. I can't think of his name. There's one fella that I was battling with last week. And I was lucky that Troy Dooley didn't get me on that last lap. He was coming pretty fast, but yeah, it was nice to actually get a couple of laps where I wasn't looking in the back of someone else's car.
Yeah, no, you did a really good job to make sure that Troy stayed behind you for P7, but talked about next week as well. What's your plan of attack for next week?
Just stay on the track. I hate Winton.
Yeah, I can join you on that one.
Yeah, the tree round the back and me don't get along very well. I seem to find it.
No, I definitely know how you feel with that. So, while we're on the podium, of course, as well, who do you want to thank, and who obviously brings you out every night?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Tyson and the other Performance Sim Racing boys, West End Motor Group, Too Easy Finance, Track Racer, Cowie Music, and Night Rider Designs, as well as Talk to Me Bro.
Congratulations on the podium tonight, and hopefully you get some good luck next week at Winton.
Yep, thank you, and enjoy the broadcast, even though it's usually the amateurs, but thanks to you guys too.
No, thank you very much. So that was Ed Hayden, who finished P3 for the AMs. So P2 for the AMs and P4 overall was Jason Douglas. Jason, now we did see you chat early on the YouTube. You said that you weren't going to race tonight, but you decided last minute to join us. Was that the best decision you made?
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yeah.
No, I think we did a good job. Up 11 positions on a tough track. The question is, have you actually raced at Willow Springs before?
Tuesday night, yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah, so obviously you had a bit more practice compared to some of the pro drivers out there.
A little bit, not too much, I don't think. Most of the pro drivers, I think, were doing good laps, but I'm not sure.
So out there as well, I saw you obviously having a battle with Andrew Cowan earlier before the safety car. What's your thoughts on the battle out there between the two of you?
Battle with Cowie was good. I didn't know if I was going to mistake first, or if I could at least put him under pressure to make a mistake to let me pass, and I got him to make a mistake at the last corner, and then away I went.
No, obviously it was a good battle to see on the screen, and obviously after the safety car as well. Did that shake up your strategy, or were you still on the same strategy all the way through?
I wasn't thinking about strategy. I was just thinking about trying to get up the front.
No, that's fair enough. That is a good strategy though, Jason. That put you into P4 overall, so that's a really good strategy, to be honest.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to say congratulations for tonight's race. Second in AMs, fourth overall. Who do you want to thank for tonight's racing?
So my team, I would like to thank Lodge Bros, Dubby, NZ Performance, Wayne Boylett Mechanical.
Easy.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got Lucy Driver Performance, Oakmare's, Majors Garage, JM Designs, and all the boys at Alamo.
Now, congratulations for tonight, and yeah, hopefully we see you out there on the track next week. Not only for the AMs but the pro-ams as well at Winton.
Yeah, Winton. That's going to be a good track. I love Winton. Been there in real life to watch. I've seen onboard footage of it in real life, so hopefully can follow by the footage and hopefully get back up the front and try and get this championship back to number one.
Yeah, well, good luck with everything, and yeah, hopefully you have a good fun race this coming week.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And that was Jason Douglas, who finished P2 for the AMs. So while we're doing it as well, we are going to bring in Joe Marnie. Joe, congratulations on not only just winning the AMs, but finishing P2 overall tonight at Willow Springs. Did you enjoy it out there tonight?
Oh, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It was a great battle with Gamble. He's just too strong. But I was surprised. I kind of stuck with him. He was only a couple of seconds up the road from me at the end, and the guys behind weren't really catching. So yeah, it was settle in and watch him do what he does best, and that whole race and everything. That was really cool. Really good fun.
Yeah, I definitely saw. I think your strategy was to do an undercut. Just going a lap earlier than anyone else. I think that paid off really well. Was that in your strategy from the get-go, or did you just change it along the way?
I did go with that strategy on Tuesday night, and I just figured I'd go with the same and stuck behind those couple of guys at the start. I felt that I was quicker, but not quite enough to be able to get around them, and the undercut was so strong here that it was good, and that safety car kind of worked as well. That unfortunately those two guys that were leading, they didn't pit when that safety car was called, so that they were kind of behind the eight ball after that, and I think it was just a matter of keeping the head down and keeping on the circuit, as we saw on Tuesday night with everyone falling off the road.
You're definitely correct in that. As we saw a few drivers unfortunately making errors, obviously in that last corner as well, going into the pit and getting the pit black flag for the pit entry. But for tonight's racing, though, second time out at Willow Springs, where do you rate this track?
Very highly. I think it's a great track. I've kind of gelled with it a bit. I think because you've got to really send it, don't hold back, and you've really got to hold on for dear life with it, and I absolutely love that. Preach related it to Barbagallo in Perth, and I reckon that's probably about right. It's being a Perth boy as well, it's kind of hits close to home, that, so it's a great fun circuit, this one. I've had some pretty good racing out of it the last these two events.
No, obviously you look like you were very comfortable out there on the track tonight, but obviously, who do you want to thank for tonight's racing?
Team Race on Oz. Without their help, I wouldn't be able to get the skill and the speed that I've got to so far. We've got JTIT PC Consultants, Gutter Night, BE Electrical, The Gamesman, Pagnian. We've got Selby Acoustics and Ignition Controls, and thank you to SRW for putting it on, and for you guys for broadcasting. I look forward to watching this one back, so thank you guys.
Thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you out there again on Tuesday night.
Cheers, lads. Catch you later.
Catch you up. And that was the winner for the AM series, but P2 overall for tonight's race, Joe Mahoney. Marnie. Jeez, that name is an absolute stitch up. So, while we're going up to there now, we've got Gerard. Gerard, congratulations on third overall for the Pro Series, fifth overall in the race. I've got to say, you're quite a achiever out there tonight.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good result at the end, I suppose. I know there's a few guys missing, but yeah, like we had a pretty handy setup to start with, but just at the end, the setup struggled a bit. I cooked the tyres a bit at the end, I think.
Yeah, well, obviously, like not everyone got their head around the track, but to me, like with you out there, you kept it nice and clean when you were in the pack of drivers, and you didn't make as many errors as what others did. So, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks. No, it was pretty consistent. It was just in the middle there. I went off and gave a few positions up, but oh well, it wasn't my most favourite track, I suppose.
No, that's fair enough. Obviously, Willow Springs tonight, I'm guessing, was your first time out there on the track. Where do you compare it compared to others, though?
It was all right, I suppose. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was a frustrating track. We bought, like a lot of people would have bought it this week, but we had a test session up, and I was struggling, but once I was in a pack, it just seemed to follow others, and I got used to it, I suppose.
I definitely saw you that when you were behind other drivers, you kept it nice and clean and just adapted with them ahead of you, and obviously that allowed you to just continue improving across the race.
Yeah, I was trying to save a bit of tyres and a bit of fuel at the same time, but just made an error later on, and tried too hard at the end as well.
No, that's fair enough. Obviously, I think your boss Tyson is a very happy man with that result. So, obviously, he is one man you want to thank tonight, but who else do you want to thank for racing?
Well, just the boys. They helped a lot in the test session this week. Obviously, we're all new to the track, so well done, guys. So West End Motor Group, Too Easy Finance, Night Rider Designs, Track Racer, Cowie Music, and Talk to Me Bro.
Congratulations on third place tonight, and hopefully looking forward to you achieving the same next week.
Cheers. Thanks for that, mate.
Anytime. So, Gerard, that finished P3 for the pros. So now we're going to Sam Noble. Sam, P2, I've got to say, that was a very tough race for you. What was going through your mind when that safety car came out?
Not much, obviously. I missed the. I think last week they closed pit entry and when the first safety car, and I had that in the back of my mind, and I saw that Dooley didn't go in, so I thought they must have closed the entry. And but no, I think it was just a massive mistake, which dropped me down from second to 11th. But then had a great fun coming back through the field and finishing. I finished third or second.
You finished third.
Yeah. So it was a big step up, but anyway, it made the race more fun.
I mean, to be honest, like it could easily go the other way when you make a mistake. When you're at the back of the grid, you can lose everything. You lose your head, your concentration, that. But I think, to me, watching you go through the field tonight, I think you did a fantastic job. You didn't overdrive the car. You didn't get into any messy incidents. So yeah, I think that was an awesome drive from you, recovering from the safety car.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, actually, the track was tough to learn, but the first few laps with those amateur guys who raced on Tuesday night, they were killing me on that last corner, and took me about 6 laps to figure out what they were doing to try and make up that time I was losing in the last corner. But Billy did a great job in that first stint and pulled away, and then we both made the mistake with the safety car. But it was a fun night, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And well, obviously, you said that this is your first time at Willow Springs. What do you think was the best thing about this track?
I don't know. I always seem to do well in tracks that have elevation for some reason. Tracks that sort of drop off and dips and rises. I don't know why, but yeah, just it was tough because there's no braking markers, so you had to sort of figure out by sight, where to brake, which made it hard when you're passing because you haven't got the markers when you're offline. But I just love that last two corners. Just when you got it right, it felt awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I think all you boys had a lot of fun, especially in that last corner when you actually nailed it perfectly. And we did see in the top 10 shootout and in the race as well, when you nailed the exit, you make so much ground. And obviously set you up into turn 1 for overtakes.
Yeah, I think I passed once or twice there. I just went a bit wider and went for a later apex and changed to 5th and tried to get the run down the straight, which I was able to do, I think, twice. But no, it was good fun. It was a bloody tough corner. The first 4 or 5 laps I did, but I downloaded it this afternoon. I hit that bloody dirt jump on the outside, but
yeah, I think a few people did.
It took me quite a few attempts to finish a lap, but it's a fun track for sure.
Congratulations on P3, and it was easy P2 for the pros. But who do you want to thank for tonight's racing?
I'd just like to thank the guys at 95 Sim Sports. Actually, it's caught me napping. I haven't even got the sponsors up. I know, Racecraft Simulation. I can hear my baby scream in the background. Turn in Race Apparel, RSW Graphics, Racing News, Custom News, Protection, and Prestige, Sim to Graph, whatever that is. Must be a news sponsor. But yeah, thanks to the guys at 95. I don't really catch them much these days, but it's nice that they let me still race in the team.
Thanks, Jeff, mate. Congratulations on the podium, and hopefully you have a bit more better luck with the safety car next week, mate.
I'll be a bit smarter next time.
Fair enough. I'll catch you later.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, that was Sam Noble who finished P2 for the pros. Now we're bringing in Scotty Gamble. Scott, you were in here for the top 10 shootout and you said he made a mistake and obviously had to work from the back of the grid. How was that tonight?
Yeah, how you going, Tyler? Yeah, it was good fun. Like, I enjoyed that. So, yeah, we made the mistake in the top 10, but it gave opportunity to other guys who, you know, maybe that was their first time up there. So, you know, it was good fun and it mixed up the field a bit. You know, great drive by Joe. He held, you know, he was fast. And Sam, you know, he came back through the field. So, yeah, congrats to Joe and Sam. It was good fun.
No, definitely good, and obviously, you know, a couple of the drivers are just having a little bit of different strategies. Joe obviously had the opportunity on Tuesday night in the AMs, and obviously the strategy was to do an undercut, and obviously to me that I saw that worked because not once but twice he got back in front of you. What was your thoughts on strategy-wise for tonight?
Strategy, like he pitted in earlier before that safety car come out. So I knew I had a little bit more fuel than him, you know, when we pitted under the safety car. So he already had a lap under his belt. You know, it's only a couple of litres, but it's a second. So I wasn't too worried about the undercut. That's why we went another lap before we covered it. And when he got back past, I mean, we actually made a mistake, turn 9, as always. And, yeah, we made an error there and he got back through and, yeah, we had to sit behind him for a while and then, you know, try and make that position back. But that's what made it fun and entertaining as well for both of us. I mean, he really enjoyed it. He got to race with me. I got to race with him where we normally wouldn't be. And so, yeah, that was good fun.
Definitely looked like a lot of fun out there. But Willow Springs tonight, obviously a challenging track. I know a couple of drivers liked it, a couple of drivers didn't like it as much. But what was your thoughts on tonight?
Oh, look, it's, well, my first time here. You know, I just tried to do a bit of a set and do a setup prior and learn the track a little bit more. But it's, I was actually saying to John, and kudos to John Van Ray for spotting for me tonight. I was saying to him, this would make a really good hot lap competition track. Racing wise, yeah, you have to really work for it, but there is overtakes there, especially if you get off turn 9. You know, into turn 1, possibly turn 2 as well, and 3 and 4. So there's a couple of opportunities to get the overtake done, but it's difficult. And yeah, the guys that were doing some overtaking, you know, they needed the other guys around them, the drivers, to be compliant as well. So when they got the job done, they're like, yeah, you got it, okay, we'll let you through. So yeah, I think most of the drivers behaved really well and drove really well.
No, they definitely did, and obviously congratulations on P1 tonight. You gained 8 positions, so it was good to see you work your way back on the grid. Who do you want to thank for tonight's racing?
Yeah, look, as I said, thanks to John over at WKMP for spotting. It makes a big big help when they can sit behind you and tell you what's happening and what your times are, and they're sort of in your ear a little, and you can, you don't have to worry about too much. You just have to worry about driving. Shout out to you guys over at Sim Racing World for putting the series on. We're down on it numbers a little bit tonight to normal because of Scops, but at the end of the day, you still made it happen. So thank you very much for that, and also the telecast. The guys and girls that make it happen over at WKMP Sim Sports is Wodonga Carts and Parts, Super Cheap Auto, Rebel Sports, BCF Backpack, Pool Guys Adelaide, Barella Cabinets, Bay 21 Coffee Beans, LGC Images, Day 37 Racing, and War Boys Motorsport. If you're on Facebook, go and check them out, give them a like, and follow along. Yep, thank you guys.
No, thank you very much, and good luck for next week's race.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the podium for tonight's racing. Scott Gamble taking out the lead, and Joe Marnie and Sam Noble rounding out the top 3 overall. It was a very good race tonight. I enjoyed it. The first time at Willow Springs. This is round 5. I've got to say thank you very much for Rowan & Brown Tools, our major sponsor for tonight's race. Also, as well as that, Tempting Sweets. Now, there's a couple of drivers up for grabs for a driver of the day. I don't want to push too much, but I got a driver. His name, it's 3 of them I like, but I think I enjoyed Ed Hayden today. He gained 7 positions, kept it nice and clean. To be honest, I think for an AM driver to slowly get up the field like that. I know Jason's a very good quick driver as well. He got plus 11 as well, but I think Ed Hayden, he deserved it tonight, and I'm going to say that he's my driver of the day tonight. I'm not 100% sure is ShiBBy still here.
Yep, we're locking it in.
Yeah, locking it in. So congratulations to Ed Hayden for driver of the day. Congratulations, and hopefully you get to enjoy your nice, yummy candies.
Yes, well, thanks for joining us tonight for your Simrigs V8 Supercars Pro-Am series. Massive shout out to simrigs.com, of course, Warren & Brown Tools, Promo Department, Racecraft, Grim Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, Tempting Sweets, Rare Spares, and Shannon's Insurance. Huge thanks for you, Sheafy, for coming on board and holding up the rear of that broadcast while my daughter woke up. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. The guy next to me has been Tyler Sheaf, and we're going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.